Right then, hello everybody and welcome to the finals of Splatoon NSE. I am Jammer Slap, aka MR Slap, here with Jason. How are you doing today, my friend?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Slap, for the lovely introduction. We've got a big night tonight. It is the final NSE week of the spring split. We started with 8 teams at the beginning, and now we are down to 4. And there have been some expectations that have been met this split, but we've also got a little bit of a surprise, haven't we, Slap?
Yes, we do. There have been some ups, some downs, and we're seeing a couple teams that have entered this top cut that we really didn't think that we would. I believe Risco Royals is one of them, right?
You are very much correct. They weren't here for the winter split in 2024, but they've somehow turned up in this split and done an amazing job for their first showing. And that, yes, they've made it to the top 4. Not only that, through the upper bracket, which is a huge achievement for them already. I'm sure they'd like to do some more damage. And who else but the defending champions up first in University of Warwick?
Yeah, I know. Uwawawa, such a great team that have come through so far. As you said, defending NSE champions from the winter split. And they have a very strong esports pedigree going into this, just from all the players that they have on their team and the university itself. And you know, Pickfig is their captain as well. Very, very strong. We've saw them how they've played in the past few sets. We saw them how they played last split as well. They are such an aggressive, rapid pro deco player, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. They take these crazy off angles that normal players just wouldn't expect. You need to have your wits about you if you want to be aware of Pick's presence. But again, that and those aggressive plays allows players like Kildy and players like Katie, they play Dreadbringer and Wellstream respectively. There's so much ship damage in this comp that allows them to find so many picks that you don't expect to occur.
Exactly, because you're always focused on that roller. You're focused on the rapid pro. You're just looking at them, trying to see, like, the roller's rushing at you, and you're like, oh god, where do I move to? What angles can I take here? And as soon as you're thinking about that, bam, you get shipped off by some arrows. Bam, you get dripped off by some, like, a Dreadringer. You get shipped off by, you know, rapid pro coming in. It's such a tricky little comp to play around. But you know what? I love a good underdog story, so we could see something absolutely amazing come out from the Risco Royals.
Yep, and for those of you who aren't familiar with the format for NSE playoffs, it is from winners finals and losers semis. We've got ourselves a best of 5, and we start with a turf war best of 3 to decide who gets the first point. And yes, of course, everyone forgets, even I forget, even when I was playing, I forget that we played turf war first. Turf war is in this rotation, guys. We play turf war.
Yeah, no, we played Turf War. Honestly, it's a remnant from when Nintendo ran this. Nintendo originally ran this when NSE first started running Splatoon. And because, you know, NSE isn't the highest level in the world. Like, this isn't Looty or anything like that. You're not going to be seeing teams, like, completely sweat it out. Like, not everybody here is a competitive player. So to, like, have for the casuals that come in and play and just, you know, want to have a good time every Monday, honestly, it's just a fun little bit to get started with going into Turf War. And here we go, Robo-Rom and Turf War starting us off.
Yeah, and we've got 2 Dreadringers already to start it off. We've got Risco Royals playing their traditional triple shooter comp. They've got that Neo and the Vanilla Splash, so they've got both the Crab Tank and the triple Link Strikes, and also the Enzap, who has got that Tacticaler, of course, and they're relying on their Dreadringer to sort of have that ranged presence, but we've already started to see they're under a bit of pressure from Pick, already taking the aggressive angle in mid. Kildy is on the right-hand side, looking to pair with that. It's got a Reef Slider ready for the enemy's ramp. And one Reef Slider goes out from Faded B, and is again a response from Snowy that might be punished. Not quite, as the roller finds a pick. That's Archive, and again, 2-down situation. Faded B has gone down as well, and now this is a chance for Risco Royals to sort of try and mount their counter-attack, but it looks like that Warwick have all the pressure to start.
Yeah, no, look at that. Already in danger, as that little bit of the HUD at the top is telling us right there. As you know what, Risco Royals honestly got way too taken advantage of. I feel like too many of them just got taken out of position. Speaking of getting taken out of position, Kildy with that Reef Slider coming in again, and all those strikes are coming out, it is able to get Pick in the middle there. This is the comeback that you were talking about with the Risco Royals, able to come in, even though you've got the bubbler up there, you're just going to completely rush by it. Risco Royals now taking control of mid, and you know what, because there's no points on the screen, I can't really say who's in the lead, but it is definitely dicey.
Yeah, it's definitely looking very even right now. Katie and Kildy both forced to the bottom half of the map. It's not really where you want to be. You want to be at the top on the ramp, so you can put all of that pressure. But it looks like Katie's already doing a good job from the bottom left-hand side. trying to put pressure onto the ramp, and there's Fade to be with the reslider. Can they find any value? It's going to be traded out. That's two from Archive. And Snowy's looking to try and find Razor X in the bottom side. Might chase us with the reslider, looking for the pick, but is going to be doubled up against the 2v1. Kildy with the reslider, managing to find Razor finally. Nebula has to back away, and Kildy's outrange here, and is going to find the second pick as Warwick tried to move through mid. Pick was killed in action on the enemy ramp, and Faded B is looking to retake that space while Razor and Nebula try and take that space back as well. Archive looking to keep up the pressure on the ramp, is going to get the bubble up, and that's Faded B gone down on the left-hand side. Archive looking for the second onto Razor X, is going to find it, and with such little time left, really, Rizco Royals need to mount some kind of counter-attack soon. They've got the tri-strike ready, but there's a trade-out. Archive with a great pick onto Faded B. That's no reef slider to move them out of ramp, and the cooler's gone up. Now Rizco Royals need to move.
Yeah, 30 seconds left on the clock, but 30 seconds is all you need in Turf War. When I played in NSE last split, all it took was 30 seconds to get some wins. Here comes those strikes, just pressuring, but look at Pig just dancing around him beautifully, not getting caught out for a single second. The Reef Slider did get cancelled though, but that's 3! Down, what a lovely play from the roller there. The only one that you've got up right there is Faded X. May able to get a pick here, does not. Katie with that well string is going to take him down, and there we go. Still in danger with 5 seconds left. University of Warwick is able to take game 1 of this mini little Turf War set.
Yeah, very comfortable showing from Warwick, I think. I think Rizco definitely are starting to feel the nerves a bit, especially being in the upper bracket, but I'm sure they won't be too worried. It was a dominant ending there from Uowawa. Very funny name. Definitely the best one in the tournament, I think. It is absolutely hilarious to speak out loud. But yeah, again, it was Pick's initial push on the aggression that sort of started out the offense that Warwick were allowed to set up, and those huge reef sliders from Kildy. Not only that, Archive pulled up big with those individual picks, and that is all supported by Katie's long-range presence with the well string. It's just a perfect comp they've got set up for all this chip damage that we spoke about. And yeah, for Turf War, it definitely puts them in the driver's seat.
Yeah, no, and just look at all the weapons they're playing as well. They're playing that well string, they're playing that dread ringer, all very good turfing weapons as well. So, like, I know they're definitely not planning, oh, what weapons are we going to play for Turf War, guys? But, like, it just helps that they've got those weapons in their back pockets.
And not even that, I would go as far as saying these are the weapons that these guys made. Normally it's not even in the back pocket, it's what they like to flaunt, it's what they like to show off. Yes, these are the weapons we're playing, we're damn good at them, and Rizco are definitely feeling that. I wonder what kind of counterpick might we see out of Rizco, because they play a comp that has minimal range, so it's kind of difficult to sort of think what kind of map would benefit them. Me personally, I think I would look towards something like maybe an Umami Ruins, where there's a mid that they can sort of contest, and maybe make better use of the crab tank and sort of being able to shoot over those ledges. And of course, mid is quite congested on Umami, so maybe the tri-strikes will get more value there. And there's a beautiful area in top mid that the Dreadring can sort of play off of, but we'll just have to wait and see what kind of response that Rizco Royals want to make.
I was about to say, then again though, Umami does have those really, really nice vantage points right at the top at the start that would do wonders for that poking playstyle. But you know what, we're going to see in a second what map they're going to be going to. I mean, just what do you think you're going to be seeing at the rest of this set though, Jason? Because like, we've only seen Turf War so far, and you can only go off of so much in Turf War. So what do you think we're going to be seeing as we get into, I don't know, Rainmaker, I was about to say Turf War, Splat Zones, and all the other rank modes that we could be seeing in this set?
Yeah, I think definitely after that sort of dominant performance from Warwick, I think Rizco Royals will definitely be thinking about sort of punching back in the ranked modes. But they've got the Hammerhead Bridge here, which is a very, very strange choice. I would say. However, yeah. I don't think this is too much of an issue with such a narrow map. It makes the use of Reslider and the use of Tri-Strike.
It's Brine Water.
Very impactful.
Brine Water.
Apologies, it is Brine Water, but I think my point still stands. If they're able to put enough spam with the specials in, with the crab tank, with the tri-strikes, being able to get Faded B into that reef slider and maybe sort of emulate the playstyle that Warwick bring with the chip damage, there's definitely potential for Rizco to do sort of the same with the specials that they have.
Yeah, no, but like it's not really making too much sense to me, just because Brine Water seems like such a good pokey chip kind of style map, because you can just set up on those vantage points, set up on those slants, and then just rain down into mid and like just keep this big defensive wall off so they can't get in, and then you start going into their spawn with the chip as well. It just doesn't seem too right to me. But hey, that's why I'm in the caster's booth and they're out there playing.
I second that. But yeah, with Brine Water, definitely you do want to try and get into your opponent's spawn. It's quite a great place to sort of spawn camp. But again, you've always got to have that one person watching that left drop or that right drop, depending on what side of the map you're on. You've got to make sure that no one sneaks to on the flank and can shoot you from behind. And I think with the comp that Risco Royals are running, that's probably something they're going to be looking to do. They're probably going to be looking to get that Dreadringer in Faded B and get the V-Splash into those positions, onto those flanks, into those off angles, and try and catch sort of... I feel like if they can catch Katie and Pick off guard, that would be huge for them in terms of being able to set up retakes, and in terms of pushing back into mid, in terms of holding positions, making Warwick second guess themselves about what parts of the map they want to prioritize. And it's that kind of thought process that I think Risco need to have in order to take back this game and bring it to a third game in our best of 3 turf war.
Very well spoken and well said. I completely agree with everything you just said there. And I believe we're just waiting on one person to pick a weapon. I can't tell who this is because their name in-game is I Kiss Men. So
that is Kildy.
That is Kildy. Okay. I thought Kildy's name... Did they just leave and then come back with an alias or something? Because their name was Kildy last game.
I did have a chat to them earlier. They were like, yeah, you know what? If I get the chance, I will change my alias. And, well, that's what they've changed it to, and I can't fault them. It's great.
Yeah, no, honestly, speak the truth. Honestly, if that's what you do, that's what you do. But we are going to be getting into this game now. So I am very excited to see what is going to be happening, if we're going to be seeing too much change up. But just again, this is the second game in a mini best of 3 set on Turf War to get the first point as we go into this. No changes coming on the side of Uawawa, and I believe not too many changes on the other side as well.
Well, there's a Mirror Rapid Pro Deco instead of the Neo Splash option. Risco Road's probably looking to increase that range, especially on a map like this. It's very favored towards range weapons, especially if you can... Yep, you can see Ree already throwing line markers in the direction of Pick. It doesn't want him anywhere into mid or anywhere towards his teammates, which is good as well. And it also gets that marking for that Ree slider. And oh, is that line marker kill from
Oh my god.
Ree? Oh my goodness. I
Take
thought the
me
Ree
back
slider
to...
had done the job.
Take me back to Ali Pally, because that is prime darts going on right there. Call and Feel the Power. Taylor throwing those line markers all the way down. And right now, we are seeing, to be honest, Risco Royals do have a couple people down in mid right now. And we are seeing Uawawa just taking mostly all of mid to their name. But with that Crab Tank coming out, it looks like we're seeing a much more contested start to this match that we saw last time.
Yeah, it seems that Risco have started to make the adjustment of we need to get into mid faster. We can worry about painting our spawn later, and that's already Archive gone down on the bottom left, even though they've got the bubbler. The Dreadringer on Kildy is gonna trade out his counterpart Pick, looking for this bottom left space, trying to contest it. But again, yeah, it's just a very quiet game, very contested game into mid. But there we go, echoes of Stephen Bunting managing to find that kill. That's 180 points, if I say so myself.
Honestly, next time I see him hit one of those, I'm going to be screaming 180 down the mic. But anyways, let's see as we have Razor right now in with that Crab Tank in mid. And you know what? Risco Royals playing like a completely different team as we see Uawawa go into danger.
Yeah, they're sort of holed up in their spawn right now, but Archive looking for the flank, as we talked about, but no, it's been shut down. They were aware of that Risco Royals, and now Rhea trying to find Pick. It might be a trade out between the two. All the counterparts are just sort of going at each other, trying to match each other as much as possible, and it's getting trades out again and again. But it looks like finally Warwick are finally able to break into this mid and look towards their enemy's ramp. The wave breaker goes out from KT, but no one's really there in the mid. Archive looking for this Pick, Faded B. Can they get the trade? No, not quite. Kildy going down to this bottom right, looking for Nebula. Nebula needs to get out with their life, but they've got a tactical they need to put down, but it's gone down. There's no tactical up for Risco Royals, and now Warwick are trying to mount into this mid space. They've managed to find 2 Picks onto their enemy's ramp, and now they're surging forward, Slap.
They are surging forward indeed. There we go. Pick able to get a pick in their spawn again. And look at that. Risco Royals, another one in danger as we head into the last 30 seconds of this game. And you know what? I said it last time. I'm going to say it again. All you need is 30 seconds to get out, to charge your specials, and just to completely obliterate the other team. Even though you're in danger right now, you could still mount a final push. We've got that Reef Slider online. We've got Crab Tiger. No! Reef Slider goes down before it can even happen. There we go. We've also got everybody's going down right now. Razor the only one left up in their spawn as Uawawa take a very, very dominant end end to this game. 8 seconds left on the clock. That's definitely not enough. You're still held up in your spawn. Although, wait, never mind. Never mind, it's a wipeout. Could we see something happen? Could it happen? Could it happen? I don't think so, but we just have to wait to see what the silly little cat points his flag.
That could have... Wait, is that a Warwick fumble?
No.
Here in the up front, there's no way.
It can't be. It can't be. No.
Oh my god, okay.
It was just too little too late right at the end. But you know what? That spark, that little bit right at the end, that just goes to show how you can't count Rizco out just yet. You cannot count him out. And I'm very excited to go back into this replay right now as we just see all of those picks that we saw. There we go. I think here it is. 180! Lovely stuff.
Definitely went bunting mental there, didn't he?
And look at that. Everyone's just going down in the spawn there. But thankfully, because they had that soda up, everybody was just able to come in so quickly and just mount that counter push right at the end. We see 2 people go down and I believe, yeah, there we go. There's that wipeout. The only person they had up was Kildy. Throws out a bomb right there, right at the end. That could have been it. No, there was too much of a gap. I'd like to say that that bomb was the deciding factor, but it wasn't. But there we go. University of Warwick taking that mini set and getting the first point on the board as we go into splat zones.
Yep, into splat zones we go. I'd also like to cast a bit of shadow on that play at the end there from Warwick, because they had everything in control. They put 3 members down, and as you rightly said, but Rizco still had their tactical up, and Warwick didn't account for that. It was an oversight on their part, and that really could have cost them. That could have changed a lot had Rizco executed maybe a second earlier on that play. Here we go again. They'd gone. Yeah, it was pick initially onto their enemy ramp, sort of push you far forward, and that's the weakness of Rapid. If you're caught alone, especially against a lot of painters like Rizco Royals, it's gonna cost you. And there was also another pick on the bottom left from Archive. It was a bit of a struggle, especially because their main painter in Kildy had gone down so early in that push. And Warwick really should be counting their lucky stars, I feel. But our counter pick for zones is Museum d'Alfonsino, which is,
yes,
I think, a great pick for Rizco, but it's also not a bad map for Warwick either. It's definitely a very equal map, and it's good that we got such an equal turf war game on that final Brine Water, because even though Warwick are 1-0 up, I don't think Rizco will be too displeased with how that goes.
Yeah, no, like, to be completely honest, this seems like a very, very hard team to counterpick because they just have like such a chippy playstyle, and I feel like all the maps in this game really lend to sort of like playing a bit more far back and just waiting for those opportunities to push in rather than just going gung-ho, quick, turbo kind of playstyle. Like, if you've got someone that can stay there, set up that defensive wall, I feel like you're going to be bang on for most of the modes and maps in this game.
Yeah, and traditionally we've seen, if you've had a look at what Warwick do, sometimes we even see Kildy flex to that V shot sometimes for that Zuka output, and I think into a comp that Rizco run, it might actually be a play here. I know the Reef Sliders are getting lots of value, especially with the chip damage. We've been talking about it all evening so far, but again with that shot, that Zuka potential that Kildy has, I think that's definitely on the cards if they want to play it, because Dreadring is not a terrible option here. It's got a lot of advantage points on those ledges, but with that Trizuka, it's a very strong special, there's no doubt about that. It'll be interesting to see what Kildy does here. They were hovering for a bit over something, but they're finally readied up now, and we'll have to wait and see what that is.
Right, speaking of Kildy, I feel like Kildy's probably got some of the best names in this, because if we go back to the name list right now, please, Jorian, I'd like to point something out. Who is Fart Smeller? Like, is that Kildy? Who's Fart Smeller 43 on Uowawa?
That's just someone. That's just a guy, I think. I'm not too sure, but well, Fart Smeller 43 might be there with Warwick in spirit. Who knows? But we've got a double splat. Hello, launch meta.
Hello. Oh, yo, let's go.
Splatoon 3 launch meta.
Splatoon 3 launch meta. These guys are acting like the Queen just died and the game just came out. Oh my days. And we're seeing the complete same coming out from Uowawa as we've seen before. Instantly getting that zone, and we're just seeing them push Rizco back.
Well, Kildy's already got onto the enemy plat there, looking to find any sort of pick. Faded B is getting a test in the bottom right. Kildy managing to find one on the plat. This is kind of huge for Warwick, but no, they've all gone down on the zone. It's just Kildy remaining. There we go, Wavebreaker put up by Katie. Pig's already found his way onto the plan. So is Kildy again for the second time. They're really looking to squeeze this lockout. And there's already one down. Ree's gone down. That's one crab of the two in this comp. Razor X looking to build theirs. There's Ree off the spawn. There's a Reslider out onto the left side. Pig's managed to have been taken out. That's kind of big. But can they surge into mid here? Another Pig goes down on the left-hand side and managing to cap the zone. Risco Royals. And that's a jump out from bottom right. The Roller goes out with the... No, sorry. It was Kildy that goes out with that. The Roller was taken down on bottom left. Excuse me.
Yeah, no, and like right now we're just seeing Rizco Rolls for the first time in this game, really showing their stuff, really getting into mid, and there you go, one of the two crabs setting up, getting taken down by that Zuka though, not really yielding to too much, and right now we have the Roller coming in here with that bubble ready, trying to make an explosive play.
Bubble, surely?
Coming in, there we go.
And we'll get some paint down. Can they find a pick onto Faded B? Faded B's got the Reslider to avoid it somehow, and they've still got the zone. Risco Royals and Archive is finally taken down. That was a very gutsy play from the Royal, but that's 2 down from Risco. How does that happen? I think Kildy got a double, and it's going to find Nebula as well. That's 3. Make it a triple for Kildy as Warwick take back the zone and looking to mount another offense. They're crossing this plat again. They're not allowing that space as Zuka goes out. It's fine. Razor X. Kildy is going on a rampage right now. Faded B is being put under pressure, and that will get taken down by Pick. Pick again, and the combination from Kildy, the duo from Warwick, the 2 star players showing up and stalling out this Risco Royals retake, excuse me.
I mean, Risco Royals were able to get the lead there, although we do see Kildy go down right now as we start to see those penalty points finally go away, but that's still 2 down. We see both of the crabs coming out. We're having a party of crustaceans going on right now. We see the Reef Slider come out as well. We're back in control, but Uawawa are able to get that ever so pivotal lead in this set. And now look at how many over 40 penalty points going down for the Risco Royals right now, as we're just seeing with Soda active trying to just poke them out, just try and stall them out, but like Uawawa have such a good lockout game. Risco Royals are just like, instead of jumping onto the plat trying to keep them forced in, we're just seeing them stay back in mid, and 2 of them down, 2 down on each side though, Jason.
Yeah, and I don't blame them for this scared kind of play. They know that Warwick have the aggression advantage. They know how to play more aggressively, and they're trying to play into the paint side more, but it's kind of not being favoured as Zap goes down. That's Nebula, but also traded out. And there's Pig going down as Kildy pushes the crab onto the plat. Can they find the damage, or will they get shut down? Faded B looking to help. And it's Katie who shreds it in the end, dropping back down off of top mid. And Kildy with a Zuka, getting pushed down by 2 players. As Archive trying to support the Reslider from Faded B. He's going to find... No, not going to find Archive. He gets protected by the wall and killed on the right side. Archive looking for more and is finally shut down. Nebula dropping back onto the zone, looking for Katie. Katie has to back away as Risco Royals are retaking the zone. And Kildy drops back into the crab. Second time, this guy ain't scared of no crab. Looking for Razor X. Oh my goodness, Slap, that was chaos. But Risco Royals still have the zone.
They're yelling this way. They're yelling, please, please come help me kill Kildy. Kildy's just getting way too active. And look at that. Zone is contested right now. 2 players down on each side again. Kildy. Oh my god, it's a trade between the Zuka and the Crab. Pick, the only one up left in the zone, and they're able to cap it. And now we have the whole entire team. Risco Royals trying to come back, and as Uawawa jump straight to the zone, we're seeing Razor both going down right there. Kildy, it's 3 people down on Uawawa right now, as we're seeing Ree just try and paint that zone. There we go. It's so close with 1 minute remaining, and we're seeing, there we go, that Dreadringer able to pick off the Welsh string in the back there. This is where Risco Royals want to be as we get into the fleeting moments of this game.
Yeah, Archive taken down early on bottom right there. They really need to get rid of Kildy. Kildy probably has a Zuka soon. They might have to give up this lead though, Warwick, because the penalty's so low. Risco got to keep it on zone. Ree looking for any pressure on the right side. Backs away. Sensible decision. Kildy's gonna have his Zuka very soon. He pops out and gets 2. Faded B and Ree both down. Razor with a shot onto Kildy. Doesn't find the pick, and Pick himself will combine, and Archive reflanks right for the millionth time, and Risco weren't checking it, and now all this front pressure again onto the plat from Warwick. There's Katie checking for the flank with a point sensor, shooting over the spinner, trying to find any value, trying to help Archive, but uh-oh, that's a trade out, Faded B, and I believe that was, oh no, Archive's gone down as well, but Nebula, it's gone into the zone too early! Like, the Warwick might keep the zone!
No, they lose it. They lose control. We've gone into overtime here right now. It's a battle for the zone, and they are able to take the lead. University of Warwick clinching out that game. Oh my days, that was so close, Jason, in those final moments.
Everything just fell into chaos. They both had their game plans we spoke about Risco Royals just trying to hold the space, build their crab tanks to stall out, but we saw Kildy getting value out of the Zukas, but again, sometimes they were traded out, and again, if there's only 1 crab tank up and you have a Zuka, trading a Zuka for a crab is not terrible, but it's the fact that Royals had 2 crab tanks on their comp that almost sort of delivered them that victory, but again, I would like to highlight that Warwick really do like to push on as far as they can, as aggressively as they can in those final seconds, and it's almost costing them again. But fortunately, they go 2-0 up this time. They've got themselves onto match point. I mean, it was just a pure insanity. We saw so many fights being taken at different times. No one really trying to play as a team to secure those fights. And we see again the Zuka from Kildy finding 2. Unfortunately, Faded B and Ree were lined up for each other. Razor not able to successfully shark out, and it was just Nebula all on their own on the left side. Couldn't contest that bubble at all. It was those early picks on the bottom right that could have changed everything, but again, it was just in that moment. I think Risco Royals were trying to play for picks rather than to contest the zone for as long as possible, because they were in the lead. If they just held that zone for long enough, that would have been a map for them and a tie game.
I mean, hey, like, you had both of those, splashes up right at the end, and I believe both of them were just trying to paint the zone. They were just trying to get that crab ready. But as soon as one of them, I believe they just got crab, and as soon as they get crab, they died. So that was so unfortunate for Risco. But Risco got so close. And just think about it. I think Urawawa, I don't remember where they were on the league table, but they had to have been incredibly high. Like, genuinely, this is the defending, reigning champion of NSE from the Winter Split. And you know what? Risco Royals, for their first time being here, absolutely incredible from them.
I can confirm they were 5th seed going into the Division 1 playoff. They fought Portsmouth in their first round and swept them. Surprise, surprise! Another upset result that forced Portsmouth Paladins into the lower bracket. And then they took King's College Sea Lions, that's King's College London, into a Game 5 and beat them out there to send them to the lower bracket. And now they've come up against an even taller task. They've been taking down all of the NSE giants, I'd argue. And they're really fighting Goliath right now as they're down 2-0. As they go into this Rainmaker Scorch pick, it's definitely a more suitable map for them, I think, because they've got a lot of bomb pressure, a lot of special pressure that they can apply to certain parts of the map, like for example that ramp, that sort of top right area if they want to get a push going, and they've got good pressure for keeping their court and keeping mid space. Again, it's just reliant on them having the specials up at the right time and not being taken out by Kildy on that Zuka. Unfortunately, is sometimes unavoidable because we know how Zuka is. But if they can survive that and snuff out Pick's aggression, I think they have a real chance of getting this reverse sweep there.
I mean, hey, but you know what? Look at what mode we're on right now, and look at which team has the Wellstring, that's all I look at when I, play open queue. Like, oh no, we're playing Rainmaker, Wellstring on that team. Yeah, they just get pop after pop after pop. So it's going to be so hard for Rizco to really get into this if we're seeing that same level of aggression that we saw from Uowawa.
Yeah, and of course we talk about that Wellstring, that instant Rainmaker pop that the rest of UOL won't have to worry about. It's sort of Katie's sort of special little job here on this map, and especially since they're 3-0 up, they're 2-0 up, excuse me. I'm surprised that Risco Royals have leaned into this pick. Me personally, I would be a bit uncertain playing Rainmaker into Wellstring. I wonder if they have some kind of plan to sort of just say, you know what, we don't get pop here, let's focus on playing the rest of the game. Let's see if they make that kind of adjustment, see what kind of strategy they've got going into this Game 3. Of course, if they lose out here, it's not the end of the world. They'll be sent into that losers final, which we'll see later tonight, but I'm sure they don't want to go there. I'm sure you want to see more games there, because that museum game was absolutely fantastic, especially towards the end slap.
Oh, 100%. I definitely believe that we could be going into a Game 5 situation some point in this set. But, you know, it's all to be played for, and it's still all to be seen. And I cannot wait to get into it. Like, again, I was speaking about how, NSE isn't the most competitive thing in the world. But when you look at all these players, when you look at all of them putting this on the line, for a cash prize as well, this ain't for nothing. This ain't for chips. This is for a cash prize. So everyone is trying their absolute hardest, and it gets insanely competitive. And we have games like that where you can just see it go absolutely to the wire.
Yeah, and these top four have already won something at least. Even if one of these teams bow out here, they still walk away with £80 for third place. That's already pretty good in terms of earnings. Already earning more than 90% of the community.
That's it. Lovely day at Spoons for all, you know.
Yeah, I do love a spoon strip, me. Those who know.
Whoa!
Hang on. Wait,
hang on.
Tell me what we see, Slap. Tell me what we got.
I'm seeing an Octobrush, Bello.
Oh my! Wait, Octobrush, and then they've got the Inkjet Rapid as well instead of the whale one. And Pix already decided that he wants to push this bottom right side as soon as possible. And there's the brush gone down, there's the dread gone down, that's 2 down. Pick is already showing that he's good on this rapid. Nebula shuts it down, but that's 3 down for the side of Risco. Nebula's gonna get taken out, surely killed. He walks straight into them, gets that pick, and that's a free checkpoint for Uawawa.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, and everybody's going down. We're falling like dominoes with the Risco Roars right now. They get past the check. They're going in. Pick is just beautifully dancing all the way to 30 points remaining. But Risco Roars are able to find themselves. They're able to stay back a little bit. Even though, look at that. The Wave Breaker just chipping away against that Rainmaker and just making it so the bubble is not popped instantly, making it so Warwick can get their feet a little more back in there. We're seeing a pick go down for each side. There we go. We're seeing boom.
Wait,
Kildy coming in. Are you kidding me? Kildy is just going straight in there, making that 21, making this even harder for the Risco Rolls to come back in.
We talked about the dancing in game 1 on the tri-strikes with Pick, and then of course the second occasion where Pick was beautifully able to bring that to 20 points, and then also off the reslider we've got some more moves coming out from Uawawa. It seems that these guys, I don't know, put these guys on Strictly, let's see how they do.
Honestly, I'd be giving them all a 10 if they're on Strictly. But there we go. We see the first Rainmaker reset in this game, forcing Uawawa a little bit back unless they, just want to continue trying to stall and wall for the rest of this game without picking that Rainmaker up again, which is completely valid as we're seeing that playstyle end beautifully right now. Still just getting pick after pick onto the Risco Brawls, staggering them as much as they can. Kildy coming in, getting a pick again, but going down with that Rainmaker. That is a pretty alright trade, especially with how vulnerable. And look at Katie going in there. They've got one job. We've got one job. As soon as you get the Rainmaker, just run it as far as you possibly can. But here we go. Risco Royals are finally getting a chance to step back into mid.
Yeah, it was off those staggered picks there that I've been speaking about. We saw in the Turf War game on Brinewater how that almost cost them, and also on the Zones game how that could have cost them on Museum. But this time it might be all right. They've still got a checkpoint to defend, but that's 1 down, that's 2 down. Hang on a minute. Archive and Kildy have caught themselves too far forward, but no one's grabbing the raid from Risco Royals yet. They might be a bit scared. They might be a bit nervous that someone's still around here. They still haven't grabbed it. Finally, they're gonna get one grab, but they've sacrificed. They've sacrificed the Tacticooler to try and get this checkpoint. They've only got a Zipcaster to play with. Archive's already set up on the checkpoint, trying to contest, moving to snipe. The reslider's out on the top right. It's just Nebula just waiting for something to happen. He's sort of sitting around the bottom left-hand side. Finally, the whale's out from Wawa. There's one pick on Archive. Archive's got the bubble out as well. And now Nebula's running for the checkpoint, and surely they're going to get taken out. No, not before they get the checkpoint, actually. I thought that Warwick had that one down Pratt, because... Yeah, well, they were just set up so nicely. They got the bubble out, they got the reslider out, they moved them off of the ramp. I'm surprised that Nebula just walked in there for free.
I'm about to say, Nebula, that's not your bubble. You should not have been that confident going in there to get that. But here we are. We're already seeing 2 picks come out there from the Dreadbringer. Faded going in with that Reef Slider. Not really catching anyone, but is able to just ink that bit and make it so much harder for everyone to get out. Yeah, no, as you said, still a wipe. And now this is when Risco Royals really have to get in and start going with that Rainmaker to try and just get up for lost points. Pick goes down to the mix of the Octobrush and the Jet. 2 people down on the side of Wawa. Here comes the Reef Slider. Here comes that Octobrush coming in with the rain. Oh no, but they go down. Oh, the Rainmaker goes down. That was such a beautiful push, but the Rainmaker just gets picked off, and it might be too little too late as we're seeing the Octobrush go down there. We're seeing, there we go, Rapid go down as well. Faded getting pushed so far back with that Rainmaker. We're seeing the Roller coming. Roller does go down though. Okay, we're still in this. Picks are still going down. We're staggering. Both teams are getting incredibly staggered right now, but now the Risco Wolves just have a minute, and look at how far back that Rainmaker's been pushed, Jason.
Yeah, but it's in such a rough spot for Risco. They've got to push all the way around this ramp, or maybe onto the grates, but that's too close for them to think about. And Pick's already going to be dropping it into this pit, playing the store game already. We've seen it so many times before. It's not just the competitive teams that we normally see. NSE teams do it as well. And Faded B is not going to get the kill. What? How is he alive? Nebula's going to try dropping this as well. Finally gets the pick onto it, but Nebula's taken down in the process, and now Warwick have all this mid space. It's just Racer X falling back, waiting for their team to get back to try and get something again, but they're not even popping the Rainmaker either. Faded B's going to go for it, but again, no one's going to grab it, and again, it's just all this mid space that they've got to contest for as well as grab the Rain. Oh no, Kildy's Reef Slider is going to be wasted onto this bottom right as Ree's trying to find any kind of a Razor. Gets one. They picked up the Rainmaker as well. We need to keep an eye on this bottom left-hand side, see if anyone tries to poke it. Wait, that's 2 down on the ramp. Hang on a minute. Razor X looking for more, but Archive managing to find the trade out. Big Jet for Ree is going to pop it after this bubble. No, but the Reslider's gone down. That doesn't cancel it. He's got to wait just a bit longer. Archive dropping it onto the Rainmaker. Nebula surging forward when they don't need to. And Kildy's going to find the pick. And there it is. The 3-0 sweep for Warwick as they punch their ticket to the grand finals for the 2nd time in a row.
Nebula, you strayed just a little bit too close. I don't know how far down that overtime was ticking, but maybe you were just a little bit too hasty there. But you know what? Warwick just played such a lovely game. That bubble was just in such a precarious position, and I have no idea how did Pick last for that long with the Rainmaker. I really hope that's on one of the instant replays, because I just want to see how much they survived.
Yeah, it was just a slight few pixels off from Pick, but again, it was just this initial push from Warwick that really set the whole entire game in motion. They just find the correct picks. They find that Risco Royals were just staggering so much, not sort of playing a good enough defense. They were relying too much heavily on fighting into this Warwick team, which doesn't really work when you don't really have that kind of range. Even though they upgraded to the Rapid in that sense, it was still really difficult for them. And again, it was just that stall potential that Warwick have with their comps. They put so much paint down, they put so much shit down, it makes it really hard to move, especially if you don't make use of your special weapons.
Look at Nebula just taking a nice stroll through the enemy bubbler to get the check there. That's well funny. Yeah, look at this. This is so unfortunate because look, you have the Zipcaster, you've got that Reef just coming in, and just before you get the pick on top there, I don't even know. Maybe was that the? Oh yeah, here it is. Look at. And just before that, by the way, I'd like to point out, you somehow survived a Dreadringer just firing shots above you, which should have landed on you. I have no idea how Pick, even survived there. But on the one really, really good push that Rizco got there, was that the Wave Breaker that stopped the Rainmaker in its tracks?
It might have been. I think Pick and Katie were already contesting that with their combo play. And I think the Zipcaster was well timed, but I think that again the Rainmaker might have just been too far forward into the range that Warwick have, and yeah, it kind of just meant that they were getting hammered with that chip, and they were trying to move forward, thinking that the way was open, and the Reef Slider again was in a bad place from Faded B. If that was maybe saved for that for after they got up to the ramp, that might have been a different story. And you can argue that maybe Nebula should have been positioned a bit further back, but I think it was just a lot of small mistakes from each person individually that sort of led to that push dying so early. And even after that fact, they were trying to keep the Rainmaker on their plat, but they just couldn't because they didn't have the numbers and they didn't have anything sort of recontest that space. And that's really, I think, what sealed put the nail in the coffin for that final game for Rizco.
Yeah, and you know, Uawawa just played absolutely amazingly. You know what? Showing why they're here, showing why they're the reigning champs. A 3-0 sweep in a tournament like this, in the position in the bracket that they're in, is still absolutely amazing to see. And you know what? I believe is this losers finals right now that we're going to be seeing next.
We'll be moving on to losers semis.
Losers semis. Okay, so we've got Rizco Royals versus KCL Sea Lions coming up then.
It will be the so we've got in our losers semis coming up next. We'll be having KCL versus Portsmouth Paladins. Winner of that will play Rizco in the losers finals.
Okay, so I'm looking in Cast and Dapple here, and Spore said we're going to be getting Rizco versus KCL. I don't know if Spore might just be chatting, but
it might be off stream. It might have been off stream. That might have been played off stream. I would double check.
It is losers finals now.
My apologies.
How dare you, Jason? Can't believe it.
Sorry.
Getting in my way. Getting in my way. Can't believe it. Played off stream, honestly.
Yeah.
Shaking my head, Jason. Shaking my head. But yeah, you know.
My bad. I can't read. My fault.
Honestly, if you guys did not get enough of Rizco Royals, well, I've got good news for you because you are going to be seeing them again in losers finals coming up right now against the KCL Sea Lions. Again, an incredibly formidable team. I believe you said Rizco took them to game 5.
Yeah, Rizco did take them to game 5, and well, yeah, they beat them. So I think it's a testament to their willpower, their determination. Even in these long sets, they usually find themselves out on top. In league play, in the Swiss stage, they played an awful lot of game 5s, and they'd come out on top. Definitely not a bad team when it comes to these longer sets that we are going to hopefully see into these next 2 sets. And there we go. Enough about Rizco Royals. Let's talk about KCL Sea Lions.
Yes, I mean, they have quite the roster coming in. It's so funny, like, Rizco have managed to get this skeleton crew of 4 players and have made it all the way through. No subs, no nothing. 4 people showing up every Monday, and we've got into losers finals. And KCL have that entire library of players to pick through. I mean, it's night and day, isn't it?
Yeah, but again, even though they've got so many players, I think we've still got to point out the stars that we've got in Z34 and Jelly. The two, definitely, I think, at least if you're familiar with the UK scene, you'll definitely know who these two are. Very promising up-and-coming players. We've got Z34, who is their flex player. They can pull out the V-shot, similar to Kildy. They've also got Zap under their belt, but they also like to play a bit of Decav. And as we know, if we've seen in recent time, Decav has been showing itself up a lot in high-level competitive play, but yeah, it's also creeped its way into NSE.
Yes, indeed. And I also do hear from the grapevine, they have quite a good Dapple Doolies one trick that wreaks a bit of havoc for him. Gets in, makes it so they, they can't clean up, just gets these little off picks, gets these little off angles, and it's crazy to see. But honestly, we've got the Risco Royals, though, against them, who have already beat them once. It's going to be crazy to see what happens as we get into this set.
Yeah, it is going to be a wild one. And of course, with a new game means we'll get a new set of Turf War.
I love Turf War. Give me more. Can we do a Turf War tournament, please, for next NSE? Can it just be Turf War? I'd really, really like that. I would enjoy that a lot.
So yeah, back to the commentator in me is like, yep, absolutely, go for it. And the player in me is just like,
No, it'd be fun, though. Nah, imagine just Turf War only, right?
Right.
And like specific weapon bans, like can't stack specials or anything like that. Like it'd be fun.
But then we don't get to see the Risco double crab.
Okay, no, okay, Risco can play double crab.
Oh, we're making exceptions now, right? Okay,
yeah, we're making exceptions. We're making exceptions. I'm a great TO. Everybody knows that. But yeah,
shout out Shark Attack Splatoon.
Hey, anyways, to be honest, I believe we're probably just going to be seeing Robo-Ramen off the rip again. Because Robo-Ramen's like a tough only stage if we look at that map list again.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's one of the best in the rotation, I think. I think that and Mahi are definitely two big picks that we see a lot of teams playing. And I think Umami is definitely a sleeper pick. I mentioned it earlier during the Turf War of the first set. I really do like Umami on Turf War. And yeah, it's again, like Turf War is just great to watch. It's good to see how teams sort of micromanage their games, especially because that you're playing for less time and there's sort of the game doesn't end instantly either. You have to play those full 3 minutes out. So it's important that you keep your head in the game. You stay focused for those 3 minutes, keeping an eye on what your opponent's trying to do, how you're trying to set up to try and hold specific parts of the map. And to try and push your opponents out with your special weapons. It's really important, as I said, I'm repeating myself, but yeah, it's just about that micromanagement, especially as we get into the final minute or so. You sort of see teams starting to crumble under the pressure, maybe making moves that they shouldn't, or popping their specials a bit too early, or even sometimes too late, or making a move too late, like we saw Risco do in the previous Turf War. Again, full credit to them, they played awfully well for that Brine Water game, holding a candle, more than a candle, perhaps a massive flame to Warwick. But we're going to go to Brine Water first, and I think that's KCLC Line's pick. I don't know if they were paying attention to how Risco played on that, but I guess they're probably similarly confident on this map slap.
I mean, hey, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I've got a feeling, I don't know, like, if Brine Water's only turf or if it's got more, you can play it on more modes. But honestly, when I was playing at NSE, I was just kind of thinking, hey, how about we just use Turf War to like ban stages we don't want to play further in the set? Because you can't pick the same stage twice, right?
I believe so. I think for in terms of counterpiece, I think it just depends on the modes in the pool. I don't think Brine Water is available in the rest of them. If we can pull up that graphic again, I'm sure we can confirm that for you. It might be on zones, but I'm unsure. Thank you. There we go. If we just have a look at Brine Water. It's on Clams. Clams is the end of the mode. It's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think. Sorry.
I don't know if they're gonna be thinking too much about like, oh yeah, let's get this ready to ban on Clams. But like, it's a strategy if you don't want to play on a certain map later on in the set and it's on Turf War. If you don't give, two hoots about Turf War, just play it in Turf, get it out the way, and you can't get counterpicked to it later in the set. That is like one of the outlooks I used when I played in NSE. And then it's like, also, this could just be a very good stage for KCLC Lions. We have yet to see how they're going to be playing on it, what weapons they are going to be bringing, who they're going to be bringing to it, as we saw. Jason has disappeared. Oh no.
I'm sorry. Yep, I did just notice that my camera froze. I believe I've sorted it now. There you go.
No, Jason left us for a split second, but here we are. He's back. How are we doing?
I was fearing it was going to happen. My camera does have a habit of like freezing at very, very annoying times, and that was one of them. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. However, enough about me, more about this Turf War Brine Water that we're about to get into. Slap, why don't we take a look at these comps again, see if Risco is going to do anything different, and see what kind of competition that KCL are going to bring.
Yes, indeed. And as you said, there we go. Z34 and Jelly, both the star players, turning up here. We've got the Dapples as well coming online. And there we go. Not too much of a change, you know. Sticking the same as we saw from before for Rizco. And there we go. We're seeing a very, very like normal looking comp coming out from KCL. We're seeing that shot that you said that Z34 likes to go to. We're seeing that Dapple. We're seeing a roller come out. And we have that custom blaster as well.
Yeah. And with these weapons that KCL are running, they want to see Kaiwen, I was going to say, try and take some mid-control very early, but shut down by the pairing of the Rapid and the Dread Ringer. But wait, that's Jelly going huge. I think that was 3 and off of Bazooka. They're going to move into ramp very early, but the Crab Tank from Razor X looking to keep that pressure away. Jelly's been tagged up. It's going to back away. And that's good that the coolers come out in a good spot for Rizco Royals, and Jelly's looking to contest again. He's going to have to jump away, but no, gets killed right as they were trying to jump out, and that's a trade out, and Krazy is going to find the Reef Slider, cancelling it, and now Z34 is creeping up into the ramp, trying to find this Rapid. Is going to have to back away, but Kaiwen with their own Reef Sliders trying to follow up, can't find the Rapid, and it's just a similar situation to the end of that Turf War Brine Water that we saw in Game 1 Slap.
Yeah, indeed. And we've got Nebula, as you said. You've always got to be watching for someone dropping down. You've always got to be looking for it. And Nebula taking that opportunity to go down on that side. But Jelly is able to clean him up with a couple of indirects. All but Jelly does get taken down. And here we go. We see that Jet get popped. But I believe it instantly just went down to somebody that was waiting there. And Nebula taking that left side again. Having a little bit of a 1v1 with Z34. Z34 and the roller there is able to clean him up. And that Crab is going to be running out of time. And everything, I believe, is about to be online for KCL, but no, a Reef Slider comes in from the Risco Royals, puts a stop to it, but we're not seeing, we're just seeing one person up each side right now. Nebula is just waiting for people to come in. The jump instantly getting cancelled there by that roller, and we're just seeing absolute chaos going down right now here in mid, Jason.
Yeah, Nebula was sort of unsure of what to do. They were stuck alone in that bottom left. They really thought they might have decided to jump out, but no, they tried to hold their ground, and Kaiwen just, that's the Dapper we've been talking about, who will not let you live if you're caught unawares. And now another Reslider loaded up. He might try and drop this from the bottom left. He's going around on a flank. I don't know if they're ready for this. Risco Boils, the torpedo is not going to get shot down. Nebula looking for some space, and yeah, that was a kill. And a second kill. Razor X has gone down. And Jelly also found one. Krazy is looking to creep up into this midfield around this cooler. And I think that KCL are just going to slowly creep forward, but that's Krazy gone down. That's no roller presence on for... Uh-oh, there's Jelly down as well. That's 2 down. And I think Z34 managing to find a trade. Faded B looking for the Reef Slider kill. Is going to get punished? No. Z34. He's taken down, and so's Jelly. Hang on a minute with such low time. What's going on for KCL? They're down to 0 almost. Kaiwen is trying to get... No, shot down by the Inkjet. So much happening at once. Again, the chaos continues, and they've been stuck into their spawn, and Nebula's just watching this right drop, and it looks like the KCL are going to have to go for it in this final seconds. Razor X is going to go down, but it's not going to matter. The time is not enough, and Rizco Royals will take the first Turf War game very, very comfortably.
I mean, hey, that's what we're talking about when it comes to Turf War. Nothing really matters until the final play of the game, and Rizco are just able to wait, bide their time, and just... Honestly, it could have just been a lucky break at the end there. Who knows what happened? Who knows what went wrong for KCL? Because KCL was in the driver's seat for most of that game. And if it was any other ranked mode, probably would have knocked them out before Rizco could have come back. But Rizco taking that 3 minutes to heart and just getting straight in there right at the end. Even putting KCL in danger in their own spawn. That was mad to see. What an amazing push at the end.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know what happened. I don't think KCL had any specials ready to sort of counter what Rizco had to offer. And yeah, they just sort of walked into these fights alone and weren't able to capitalize. And then Kaiwen was trying to save some kind of hold on the ramp, but couldn't, as that jet came out outside of Kaiwen's range and wasn't able to deal with it. And yeah, it was just... It's a set of fights that KCL took that were all done individually, and Rizco were all over them. They had 2 people there. They had 2 people prepared. They had sub-weapons prepared. They had all of their chip ready and waiting. They seem to have learned from their experience against Warwick, and have sort of they've taken Warwick's game plan and adapted it to their comp, and are now using it to beat KCL.
I mean, hey, you know what? If something beats you, it must be pretty good. So just take what they did and start using it against the other people, because Uawawa are here for a reason. So if you can adapt their play style, that's, you know, honestly, props for them to try and do something like that, especially in losers finals. And you know what? It's working. We're seeing it work. They're one game up on this mini little best of 3 for Turf War, but with how close that was, I have no idea what we're going to be seeing going into the next game. And believe it or not, we're going to be going to Umami, another map that you mentioned beforehand as a sleeper pick for Turf. And I don't know how that's going to help either team, really. I feel like we're just going to be going back to a stage that really benefits both of them. Yeah,
no, it's right, as you say. They're probably looking to put... Maybe Krasi's going to stick to that roller, and they've got that top mid for their AoEs to play around with. They'll probably be looking for Jelly to sort of command that top mid space, while the rest of their team sort of looks to punish the sides. But again, Risco have this nice comp where if they get their specials out, if they can put loads of paint pressure down onto their opponent, they can find these picks and catch KCO unawares in the ones. We'll hopefully see if KCO can fix that going into this game. And again, we're going to have to look to see if Risco make any comp changes. Potentially there might be some from KCO as well. We'll have a look now. And no, it's going to be same for KCO, but have Risco made any changes? No, they're sticking to this Rapid. They finally found the comp that works for them, and they're going to lock into this Umami game slap.
Yes, we are going to be going straight into it. We're not seeing, as you said, no comp change really from both of them, as we're seeing both teams just really make that breakneck pace into mid. We're seeing 3 people from KCL getting into mid. The other one hangs back, but oh no, Z34 already going down. Oh no, that's Jelly, sorry. Jelly already going down, as we're seeing KCL already having to retreat from mid. But here we go, Zuka comes out, not really finding anyone at the moment. And there we go, Z34 and Kaiwen both going down. Risco Royals are taking this game by storm.
It's like the first game never ended. It's like Risco Royals is still dominating despite the break between the games. Krazi's going to look to cancel this Inkjet, and he's going to look for a second on the faded B. It's going to be traded out. That was huge pick from Krazi. Allows KCO to find their way back in, to surge through into mid. Jelly looking to show their presence on this left-hand side. Kaiwen's already there with a reslider on top mid. He's going to look for faded B. Faded B is not going to get killed for that, and it's going to punish Kaiwen. Jelly's looking to prolong the offense, trying to hold this top mid space with Krazi in support, but Krazi's hurt up a bit. Faded B trying to contest the space, but hang on, wait, how on earth did the Rapid get there? And I'm glad it's been punished, because that really should not have got any value.
Yeah, no, indeed. And there we go, KCL finally getting into this game a little bit, as we're seeing Risco Rolls really have to be running back from spawn here. But here we go, that crab coming out, getting Jelly down, and we're just seeing Razor X is so nice with that crab. We saw it before, we're probably going to see it a whole lot more as we go further into this set. And there we go, we're seeing more people, Kaiwen going down on the side of KCL, but right now 3 down for the Risco Royals. That was lovely play from them. We're seeing the Zap go down as well. KCL now in the driver's seat of this game as we almost approach 1 minute left. Jason, this set is going crazy.
Yeah, and after Risco went 3 down, we saw Z34 back up from mid, trusting their teammates to hold down the fort in this core area, but it looks like oh no, Jelly's gone down to the Rapid, a good shot, and they've already going back to contest this misplay. Z34 got a Zuka soon, and this restart from Kaiwen is going to find someone shortly. Faded B goes down, Razor's fighting Krazi on the right hand side, and that's a huge pick from Razor X, and the Rapid is trying to stay alive. Managing to find Kaiwen, I believe, and Jelly's gone down again with a minute to go. Razor X is pushing Z34 into their spawn, but Z34 replies. Stems the bleeding for just a little bit, and Krazi's already early back into mid, looking to find this top right space, looking to cancel the jet for a second time, finds Faded B, but is traded out by the Inkjet that he was hunting for, and Jelly has to back into the bottom left space. Z34 and Jelly clumps up Kaiwen, dropping into mid. Rapid goes down. Hang on a minute, Faded B looking to respond after going down twice without really achieving much. Holding the top in space, Z34 has been traded out, but there's no reslider for this final 20. Maybe they'll be able to build one going into the final 10. Nebula is going to get punished by Jelly. That was a bad fight initially, but it looks like that Jelly's going to go down in tandem. Razor X dropping into this right side. There's no one playing for specials at all. It's all just going into mid, fighting as hard as we can into the final 10. That's 2 down for Risco. Kaiwen managed to find one on the right side. Reslider ready, and that's 3 down. Surely King's College London will wipe them out and take this final game. Not this final game, excuse me. This second game, and push us to the final one.
I mean, hey, we just saw a complete mirror, like not a complete mirror, the complete opposite of that first game. We saw KCL on the back foot for most of that game. Literally until that last bit of the game, they were hanging on. They were almost in danger for the entirety of that game, until right at the end, where we were just seeing fight after fight be taken. As you were saying, no specials were being played for. It was just pure gunfights. We didn't care about specials. We didn't care about nothing about that. What, play for Reef? What are you trying to tell me? Huh? Play for crap? What are you trying to tell me now? I just want to get in there. I just want to shoot some people up, and that is exactly what happened. We saw it. I believe it started at this minute mark here. As soon as it started right now, Z34, incredibly dicey there in mid, and we just saw it right till the end. Everybody was just going around. We finally was able to get that reef. But by the point that we had that reef, the game was already won for KCL. They'd already just won all of the fights that happened right in front of our eyes, and genuinely, it was just a maddening end to what I believe is going to be the rest of a maddening set.
Yeah, huge momentum swing for whoever takes this turf war point, honestly, because the way things are going, it really looks like, I think KCL finally have got the ball rolling with their fights there. It's sort of, KCL's style is sort of, they just play their 1v1s, they try and see who they can catch lacking almost in those 1v1 fights, in those moments where we saw Risco, again, not really playing for their special weapons, sort of going for the fights that they had won in the previous Brinewater game, but it was not to be in that final minute of Umami. They sort of thought, right, we're gonna try and take this fight here. We're gonna win this fight, and hopefully we're gonna take some more space off of it. But that's kind of a plan that is meant more for KCL. That's not really what that Risco want to do, because they have stronger specials that are good for poking out that space, for claiming the space that they need. And KCL is more of a, we have to win these fights in order to take space, because they don't really have much to work with. They've only really got a reslider and a splashdown in terms of fighting power, and they're relying heavily on Z34 to put out those Zukas in order for them to get anywhere on the map.
Yeah, no, you are completely right with that. And we are going to be going into Umami. Oh, no, we're not going to be going into Umami. What am I saying? That is where we just were. We're going to be going into Hagglefish next, which is, you know, that's a comp player's dream. Everybody loves that map. Everybody wants to go to that map no matter what. And I believe it's a fitting end going into this, because once again, no team really gets too much of an opportunity going into this stage, because both teams play so differently, and we're just going to have to watch and wait and see as we get into this final game of Turf War. I can't believe this is a final game of Turf War. We're getting a game 3.
Yeah, but it does feel like a set ender. It really feels like whoever wins this should just take the whole set with how both teams have been playing. It's been absolutely fantastic to watch, with all the chaos that's been unfolding, with all of the crazy individual players from KCL, from all of the crazy team fights taken from Ridge Royals, but we're going to have to go back to 0 in a sense. Jelly's already been putting under pressure. Going to have to back away. Z34 dropping to try and contest, and there's an early crab out from Krasi. We see the switch. Should have pointed this out. Krasi switched to the splash here instead of the V-roller, and that's Faded B getting instantly punished for that roof slider. That was a rough spot for them to be in. Really got to think about where they're putting their resliders, if anyone's able to follow up on them, if they get any kind of chip damage. And that's a big Zuka from Z34. We'll find the Rapid Blaster. Nebula's going to trade out Jelly, but it's done in by a bomb. Crab tank for Razor. Going to try set this up onto the enemy tent. He's going to... onto their tent, excuse me. Krazi's going to have to be forced back, and Kaiwen's going to drop off. Jelly's looking for the pick from underneath. It's going to get traded out. Beautiful play from Rizco, recognizing that the Crab was under some pressure and had to clear that space. And now they can search forward with the Inkjet. Restarted from Kaiwen. Faded B with a response. Does not find anyone. And there's going to be trades out on either side. Z34 is going to clean that up. And Jelly traded with the other. And that's... hang on. What? Z34 and Jelly sort of just shooting forward, and Razor X and the Rapid caught unawares. I believe that's still Re. I'm unsure. I will need to be corrected on that if I'm wrong. But yeah, I think Re and Razor X caught in the same place, into the AoE of Jelly and into the hands of Z34 at the same time, and they get a wipeout because of it.
I mean, hey, we're probably going to be seeing that back on the instant replays, because that was a beautiful wipeout, and that is lending itself incredibly well to KCL Sea Lions just taking control of this game, although Jelly does go down Faded, getting caught out by that Zuka, and more Zuka is just being put on, more pressure is being put on by that Zuka. There we go, going up the ramp there. We're seeing Z34 just go in, gets another person goes down. We're in danger with the Risco Royals, but they're finally getting a little bit back into this, but you're just seeing pick after pick after pick go down, and as I'm saying that, KCL Sea Lions are 3 down right now. The only person up is Jelly, who's having to retreat even further back into mid, as we're seeing that Rapid just pressure them, just keep Jelly away as the rest of the team comes back. And with a minute left, this game cannot be any closer.
Yeah, you just saw that KCO sort of overstayed their welcome. They thought they had more space than they bargained for. And it's because, again, it's because of that tactical. They're not keeping an eye on the tactical cycle. And Nebula's going to go down, but they will be back fast. Z34 looking to retake this mid-space. Jelly's found a nice pick onto Razor X on the bottom left. They're going to try and recover this. Risco Royals, but Z34's piling in on to Faded B. And Nebula's dropped into mid again. Surely it's going to be punished. Jelly will clean that up. The Inkjet from Ree is going to find no one, is going to get taken down. Z34 has a Zuko for the final 20 seconds. Surely they're going to use this soon. Jelly with a splashdown in hand as well. They're going to look for one final surge. Z34 pops the Zuko. Is going to find nobody. Hang on a minute. There's just a chance with one shot. They're just going to find them. That's no tactical and a bit of paint chipped away from Risco Royals. Another pick on the bottom left and onto the ramp, and that's gonna be it. Surely Kruzzy is gonna get tried to hang on. So they've gone down as well, but no, it was the rapid, and the splashdown will secure that mid space, and that is it for the turf war. KCL will move up 1-0.
Honestly, put KCL in grands right now. Like, that was the set. That was the set. Like, it's crazy that you have to play like a mini set for the first point. I still can't wrap my head around it, even though I played last split. But like, that's mad. That's got to be so like mentally fatiguing for the players as well, because all three of those games came down to the wire. All three of them, you genuinely had to wait for the final second for just some random play to come out of thin air. And then there we go, we saw it as KCL are able to take that first point in this set as we start going into the ranked modes. But like, honestly, so much pressure has had to be mounted on both teams after that with how genuinely close it was.
Yeah, it was that sort of initial point in that first minute where it was very evenly matched, and then sort of it just stemmed from one sort of misplay, some poor positioning, I would argue, from Risco in that mid space, in that core area, that they sort of just gave up because they were too close together into that AoE, into that bomb pressure that KCL put up, and that allowed KCL to sort of play their game plan. Yes, we can take these fights now because they're running into us. They're playing into our range, even though we don't have that much. And there's sort of an oversight on the side of Risco in that they were just trying to take the fights to KCL in matchups that they really just couldn't win on their own. And again, that's playing into KCL's game plan, where they take these 1v1s, they show that they are superior mechanically, and they make you suffocate in your spawn as a result of it, because you just can't get back in without the proper utility slap.
Yeah, but like, just honestly, I genuinely cannot wrap my head around how close that was, like, going into this. But you know what? With a set record that is already going to Game 5, we are going to be seeing incredibly close sets going into this, incredibly close games. And now we're going to be getting into those ranked modes. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm buzzing just thinking about seeing more of this as we go into tower control. I wonder what map we're going to be seeing coming from Risco.
Yeah, tower control pick, and I feel like, well, this plays pretty well into them, but again, it sort of plays well into KCL as well, because they're both running blasters. They've got the custom blaster on one side and got the rapid on Risco's. It'd be interesting to see what kind of tower pick we get. And it's a bit rough, because I think if Risco want a good shot at taking this back, if they want a good map, and we've already played Hagglefish, I think Inkblot might be a good pick, and there it is.
Oh, look at you. Look at the genius. Look at the master. Look at the master sitting beside me right now, saying before it's even happening on our screens.
Caster that knows something impossible. Surely not.
No. Casters usually know some things. I am the exception. I'm just stupid, right?
But you give the illusion that you know more than you actually do, so that works.
Okay, whoa. No, I was kidding around. No, what do you mean I give the illusion that I know stuff? Honestly, put me in my Splatoon GCSEs and I'll be getting 9s all across the board, mate. Like, honestly. Oh, that is secondary school humor right there. Honestly, imagine all the people that like just don't know anything about their English education system. That one went straight over their heads. Honestly, my favorite thing about this being a British tournament is that we've just added so much British stuff. We got Strictly, we got, Ali Pally, we got the darts coming in as well. The shades of bunting. Honestly,
I think we'll lose a lot of viewers once we start talking about football.
Yeah. Oh no.
Did you see what happened to Leicester on the weekend the other day? Oh, it was shocking. That it was shocking.
Honestly, not a big fan of Leicester, me. Nah.
Right.
But yeah, I'm well excited to get into the rest of this set. And you know, I don't know if we're going to be seeing too many substitutes. I don't know if we're going to be seeing too much comp changes as well. As you said, Z34 likes to play flex, but I feel like Z34 has their feet dug in the ground with this shot pick coming right now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no real reason for KCL to change. I don't think there's a reason for Risco to change it either. Like, I think Risco finally found the comp that works for them. they didn't really figure it out in the winners finals against Warwick. But yeah, they really, as you said, even for KCL, they found their footing. But again, we've seen some stability coming out from Risco. They've finally found something that they can work with, and it definitely will work into a team like KCL where they focus so much more on the fighting ability, the ability to get those picks that sort of stagger you, that sort of make it harder to do what you want, and hopefully Risco can set up these fights into their favor, put the paint down where they need it most, and put pressure on those parts of the match we need the most. We'll see if they can try and get any sort of bats control going into this ink block game. See if they can get control of mid fast, keep control of those stacks. But it's super difficult when you've got Krasi and Jelly on those AoE weapons. We saw Krasi playing V-Roller earlier. They might pull it out again. We'll wait and see. There it is, the V-Roller pick. It's going to be super difficult for Rizco to deal with, Slap.
Oh, and here comes that Octobrush, and actually that's the Order Roller. That's not V-Roller. Anyways, look at that Octobrush coming out again. We saw it before. We're going to be seeing it again. And to be honest, I feel like that's a pretty good pick here, especially with how many little jagged bits here on bats, how many little bit walls that you can climb up with that zip caster. But as I say that, Dread and Dapple both going down. There we go, Jelly on the blaster goes down as well, and there we go, Crazy on the roller. Z34, the only person up right now is we're seeing Kai jump in, try and get around that left side with those Dapples, trying to be a little bit tricky, trying to just cause some aggro to be split on them, but Razor is able to put an end to them as the Zuka comes out, not finding anyone. I believe we have one more shot left. We do, but it goes over everyone's heads, just like all the British jokes we've been making. But there we go, 2 picks down for KCL, and KCL now just putting a stop to this tower as the Octobrush is the only one up there in mid, Jason.
Yeah, putting up a performance on par with England at the Euros, if I do say so myself. It's a bit of a mess at the start, but KCL looking to regroup. Jelly poking his left side, looking for this rapid kill, but oh, that's Ree with a brilliant positioning and brilliant spacing, wins that interaction, and now finally Rizco looking to take this top left space. They're gonna, yeah, again, staggering KCL so much, they're gonna surely get the checkpoint for free. Someone just stands on the tower. Nebula, please thank you. On the Inkjets out so early, and they're gonna push into bats so early. Finally, KCL going down again. The stagger is crazy. It's only Z34 with the Zuka trying to hold bats with the Losum, and that's a beautiful pick to stem the bleeding for now. Licking their wounds are KCL as they try to retake this bat space, but it might be too late. Hang on a minute. Z34 on the top right finds Nebula, but Fader B's going to trade it out, and no one's on the tower for Rizco, and Fader B is not going to find Kai Wen, but they're still fighting in this bats. The tower circles its way back into mid. Fader B is going to back away. Standing on the tower again. Kai Wen surely looking to punish this misplay. Getting damage. Is going to have to move out, waiting for Jelly before they move back in. The reef slide is surely going to come out in a couple of seconds. Kai Wen, show me what you're made of. Look for the 1 kill. Can't find Faded B. Is so tagged up though. Finally, there's the double. Traded out, but oh no, Z34's gone down in mid as well. Hang on. A minute, that's 3 down. Razor X, I think, found Z34, and then over the wall onto Crazy, and Jelly is just gonna have to back away again. KCL not being alive when they're needed most. They need Z34 to have those Zukas online if they want to take this space, and it's just a contest for this bottom right corner here. Bree's gonna have to back away. Is gonna have to save this Inkjet for another day, and probably actually might pop it right now if they get a pick here. That is 1 pick, and that's 2 picks. I mean, wait, they might just have to save this because Nebula's found the pick onto Jelly. There's another pick onto the plat. It's just Kai Wen with a okay. Kai Wen with a beautiful flank from the left side that Rizco weren't ready for.
I mean, honestly, I don't know what I'm seeing right now. KCL must have twisted their ankles because they are staggering a whole lot. But as I say that, Rizco Royals now are getting on the back foot. We're seeing Jelly. We're seeing everybody push in through the mid here. Z34 jumping straight back into action. And we're seeing Nebula right now coming back in, trying to support everybody as we see the Dread. Rapid goes down on the right side there. Z34 goes down as well. It's a lovely little trade coming out from him. But there we go. Jelly goes down again, but there we go. We're just seeing pick for pick right now. We're just seeing player for player. We're seeing no real ground being taken by either side right now. Bubble goes up. Nebula able to trade with them though. We're seeing the Octobrush still just there, able to trade as well. We're just seeing trades happen. Oh no, is everybody on this team a merchant? What kind of trades are we seeing right now, Jason?
I don't know. These guys, have they been told they're playing tower control, or have they been told they're playing team deathmatch? Because, like, what is going on? It's 2 down again. What is this? Crazy's going to have to back away because of this. And the problem is for KCL, if they keep trading out like this, it's just going to favor Rizco Royals because they're in the lead here. And KCL haven't even broken the first checkpoint. It's just going to favor them, Slab.
Honestly, we're getting into a minute left in this game, and as you said, it's played more like team deathmatch than tower control, and I believe that Risco Royals, right now, very, very good pick there from Kai, but is got picked up by themselves, though, and there we go. We have the Octo Brush down as well. KCL really need to dig down deep and find something and get through mid, and as we go, there we go. Picks coming down right now. Reef Slider is cancelled for the side of Risco Royals, and KCL are lathering that pressure on tightly as we see, there we go, that roller pressuring. That's there, but no, it's 3 down for KCL, and Risco Royals, 40 seconds left, are making their way back into the KCL bats.
Are you kidding me? They made me eat my words after those two picks. Hang on, Azuka finds one. Please tell me this. Okay, finally some secure kills, but hang on, the kill on the left side. Bottom right, finally just raise X. Surely they've noticed this. Red84's painting it up. Kaiwen looking to collapse on this Jelly in support. Z34 might go down here. Razor's dancing around the stack. How is this happening? And the Rapid found a pick on the tower with low time left. No way has this gone into Risco's favor again. Razor's gone down. Onto the bottom right. Z34 has to take this tower, and Crazy's grabbing this attention on the right. Faded B is going to drop back onto the tower. Might find Z34. Z34 playing for their life. Oh my goodness, they managed to finally reach the checkpoint and staggered Risco.
There we go. We're finally seeing it. KCL break through that first checkpoint. All they have to do is get to the second one here. We're seeing a very, very nice bubble, pressuring while also getting into that check. And right now we make it. Checkpoint 2 has been reached. It's a right for the end. KCL are able to rip this one right from the palms of Risco. They had that game in their hands for so long, but it's the final play in overtime, that extra time. It's not over till it's over. And we saw that, the evidence for that phrase right here, right now, as we saw KCL able to go 2-0 up in this set with an amazing overtime play. Jason, that was insane.
Oh my goodness me, the splashdown from Jelly coming in clutch when they needed it most. Risco didn't have a single special online. They had to dive for the tower, and it was all into the hands of Jelly for that double on the splashdown. Was holding that bats pressure by herself so well. And again, it was just those trades out that occurred for the first 4 minutes that really had me worried for KCL, but they finally got some secure picks off of the overextension from Risco. They really thought they had that game in the bag. We're just refighting over and over again, deciding not to play a stally game towards the end, and that really cost them in the end because they just couldn't keep control of that plat space and that bat space, and it was Z34 dancing on the tower. We talked about Strictly. Put him on there as well. It's not just Warwick that I've got some dancers.
Honestly, this game could be like driving, you know. You're driving as quickly as possible, you're having a great time, but when you come to a sharp corner, you've got to learn when to slow down and take the corner nicely. They did not slow down, they did not take the corner nicely, and they flipped their car, and Risco Royals have truly paid for that. They're not with any sort of insurance company, and they are paying the price for it, as KCL are now on set point in losers finals.
That's super rough for Risco. They've been put down 0-2 twice now. One by the hand of Warwick, and another by a big slap in the face in that overtime, no pun intended, by KCL. Oh my goodness, they've got a wall to climb. They've only won one singular game across both of these sets. Risco Royals, super tough for them. How are they going to bounce back from this? They've got a zones pick. They played this museum beautifully, save for the final few seconds. Maybe they might lean back to it for a second chance. Might favor them more, but again, it's again Bluster into Bluster, and the Rapid for most of that game, Ree was winning those interactions, those 1v1s, spacing out Jelly well enough, but I don't know what happened in that final minute, sort of fell at the final hurdle, and looks like we're going to be moving into Mako Mart here instead, which is a very interesting pick. I wonder if this is gonna be good for Risco, because they do have that Dreadwinger, they have that Reslider, but again, it seems that KCL have an answer to that issue. They've got a Reslider of their own, they've got the Splashdown there, they've got a lot of pressure that they can keep on these stacks with these two weapons that they've got and these two specials they've got.
Yeah, no, you're completely right. This map, again, favors both teams going into this, and it is the Risco Royals pick, so they might just be, you know, a little bit comfy on this stage, on this map mode, but you know what? Risco Royals, no matter what happens in this game, no matter what happens in this set, they have played incredible for their first time coming in here in NSE in this split, and it must be a lot of pressure, but pressure can make diamonds as we go into this game 3. Risco Royals 2 down, and by the way, Crazy has just completely gone crazy and swapped up from the roller and gone onto VPen, whereas, as you said, Z34 really likes to go onto that decav. We're now seeing Z34 switch that, goes down in mid as we see KCL, 2 people down. Razor now just waiting with that Octo Brush to pop up. There we go. Going onto that stack there as KCL lose control in mid and Rizco. Oh, sorry. Yeah. KCL do lose control in mid. I got my colors mixed up as Rizco Royals are now getting those points off the board, Jason.
It's strange. They've put a cop with better paint output, arguably. They've still got the reslider there, and they've got decal and pen. So that's a lot of paint pressure. Finally going to take this in. I was surprised that they lost mid control so quickly. I think Z34 got too overzealous in that opening minute. But there we go. Jelly and Kaiwen are going to collapse onto this fight onto Razor X. That's 3v2. And Kaiwen is going to look to continue this flank with Z34 in support. There's a nice bubble, but the Rapid really is not.
Oh, why did we drop there?
Not even paying attention to it. It's just Razor X. Excuse me. Who is looking to his hand. Jelly's gone down early. Z34 is not helping out his teammates, but it's fine. Kaiwen doesn't need it. Wins that fight out on left. And Jelly's going to look to jump back in, and Krazy is just going to try and hold this stack space. And there we go. Kaiwen's finally gone down. And the Zipcaster from Razor X is going down as well. It's a dire situation. That's another dead. A staggered situation. Z34 finding the pick onto the Dread. That's no Reef Slider when they really need it most. They need it soon. With the zone ticking onto 20, Z34 is going to go down to the left-hand side. A fight into right side, into the Freezer has gone the way of KCL, but the trade's out. Hang on, this Inkjet putting pressure on the zone. And finally, the Reef Slider will confirm that cap. There we go. Finally, Rizco are back in contention for potentially bringing this to a game 4. It looked like it was going to be over so quick, Slap.
I feel like we didn't even need to use Reef Slider there because there were 3 down for KCL. You didn't really need to use it to confirm it there, and there we go. We don't have a whip. We just got that Reef Slider back online. There we go. Getting a pick, but look behind you. Kai's right there, and it's pushing you straight out. And Kai gets the pick, even though the zone was contested. There we go. KCL able to get back in control. And now Rizco, again, as you said, have a mountain to climb. But we love these David and Goliath stories going into sets. We love a good underdog story. Oh no, Nebula's just holding the soda. Z34 able to catch him out. And there we go. A nice trade there from Kai is able to guarantee that wipeout as we're seeing those penalty points tick down for KCL. Rizco Royals really need to dig down deep and find something right now, Jason.
Yep, mountain to climb, as we've discussed. David versus all of these storylines you can talk about. Nebula's not going to be told to it. Neither is Razor X. That's 3 down so early. It's just Re finds Jelly a sliver of hope. They've contested against the top teams in NSE for so long, but they're going to fall short by the looks of things. The Inkjet's been cancelled, Kaiwen. And as I said, too tall of a task perhaps for Rizco Royals as the timer ticks down to 10. The Reef Slider's going to be cancelled as well. And there it is, a contest from Razor X trying to flip the zone. Kaiwen's going to be told to it, and a wipeout will seal the fate of Rizco as KCL move on to the grand finals.
There we go. We're going to be seeing KCL versus Uowawa University of Warwick in our grand finals. But before we can talk any more about that, we really have to give Rizco their props. The Rizco Royals, again, newcomers, complete and total and utter unknowns that we did not see beforehand, not a year before, not a split before. This is their first time here in NSE, able to get 3rd place. That's payout. That's a day at Spoons, that is. That is lovely. That's a little bit of change in the back pocket. That is lovely.
I'm sure they'll be delighted with their performance. They might be a bit unhappy with how this final day played out, but they've put up such a good performance across the entire split. They have to be proud of themselves, and we can appreciate some good Splatoon when we see it. And despite the result, I think that Rizco definitely brought that tonight. But again, it's just too tall of an ask against the giants of Warwick and KCL, who are now our 2 grand finalists, Slap.
Yes, they are indeed. And as you have to say goodbye to the Rizco Royals, you are also gonna have to say goodbye to me. Because I am going to be leaving you. Unfortunately, I know it's sad, but Pat, incredible commentator. You all know Pat. You all love Pat. And you're going to be seeing Pat come on just to finish this out in grands with Jason. So, honestly, it's been absolutely lovely to be here. As I said, I've played in NSE beforehand for my university, Bournemouth. We did get one of the divisions. I've completely forgot. It's completely left my mind. That was semester 1. I've already forgotten about semester 1. Like, that's not in my head anymore. But, yeah, honestly, it was so much fun to play. And I was rather sad when we couldn't play this split just from a couple players missing out. And, you know, I've also been playing Marvel Rivals for NSE as well. Marvel Rivals is a great game, but I'm not going to get too much into that. But yeah, honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure to come back and cast the start of this with you, Jason. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, mate.
Yeah, always happy to be with you, man. And with that, we are going to cut to a very, very short break, but after that, we will be back for the grand finals of NSE Spring 2025. We'll be back in a couple seconds with KCL versus Warwick.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!
Welcome back, everyone, to NSE Finals Day. We have finally made it to our grand finals. We said goodbye to Slap, but everyone, please say hello to everyone you know and love. Sorry, not everyone, the one person you know and love. It is Pat J. Welcome to the cast for probably, how many times have we seen you now? But every time it is a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure to be here, Jason. I was glad I could watch you play earlier in this NSE split, and now we get to see grand finals. Our top two teams, the last two remaining teams in this whole week's tournament, and yeah, we're ready to watch the final set. Now we have a few different rules for this final set, Jason.
Yeah, that's right. Our team from the winner's side, that is Urawawa, is starting with a 1-point advantage going into our turf war, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. It is a very complex rule, but yes, Warwick with the advantage and the turf war pick to boot as they are from the winner's side. So yeah, it's already a big advantage that they are happy to have, but again, we've got KCL coming off the back of that sweep against Risco Royals, who have a lot of the momentum, having still been playing. Of course, we might see that Warwick are a bit cold going into this first game. Be interesting to see if this sort of war of attrition in terms of the chip damage comp of Warwick with the Wellstring, with the Rapid, with the Dread, we'll see if that can hold any kind of resistance against KCL's run and gun style, run at you, get those picks as quickly as possible. Because last time, I believe the last time that these two teams faced off was in the Swiss stage, and I believe that King's College London managed to come out on top, but they meet here at the grand finals, and well, Warwick have the advantage this time, Pat.
I think Warwick won when they met, no?
I might be wrong on that. I might have to pull up a...
I checked before the tournament, and I think Warwick beat them. Warwick was pretty much undefeated.
No, it wasn't the last game of the Swiss stage. It was a 3-0 from KCL.
No, yeah, you're right.
On the NSE tournament website.
Oh yeah,
my knowledge is still there. That's good.
You are indeed right. My bad. So this is the Sea Lions coming with momentum. After defeating the team that Warwick just beat. It's on Warwick, did they learn from that defeat that they got from the Sea Lions? At least they have a 1-point advantage coming into it, but let's go and see who is going to win the Turf Wars. Now, Warwick starting with their usual comp, and the Sea Lions with pretty much what they like to run as well.
Yeah, they've sort of brought over the pencil from that zones game against Risco Royals and put that into the turf war here. Not a bad idea. And we're looking for Set34 is going to play that decav, looking to see if this aggression can be matched. Pick is already being pushed away a bit. Might look to explore mid. We've got Kildee on the bottom right with that Dreadringers. Jelly's looking to contest left after the cooler goes out. There it is. KT is opting again of the Wellstring. We've seen it plenty of times before, but hang on, that's an early pick. The pencil's already gone down. Z34 looking to punish the Street Slider off of the downtime, but no, doesn't get that punish. As Jelly managing to find a pick onto Kildee in response. And now Kaiwen's looking to sort of contest this bottom right space, as Pick is going to have to be forced to jump out, and a mid-fight that KCL have come out on top of to begin with.
Yeah, very nice control for KCL now that they have control over the middle of the map. You can see them going to paint to the side, all the while they are maintaining that pressure around, making sure that Urawawa has to slow down and wait for good coordination before they can get onto the middle of the map. Now, that was only the first minute of the game. There's still a lot to paint around this map, Jason, as the Sea Lions are running in, the Reef Slider are trading right there, and it looks like Urawawa are getting a bit from that fight, but I'm not getting a lot of grounds.
Yeah, Sea Lions still have the control of mid here. Archive wanting to get into that mid space, but they're just keeping up so much pain that it's tough for Archive to do anything. Kaiwen's dropping onto this bottom. I thought they might engage against the roller, but decides to back away. And I think this is the call from I probably Z34 as the probably taking charge as mastermind, as the shot caller in this team, telling their team just to play this mid-control game, wait for wait, what? I was gonna say wait for Warwick just to take this, try and take the space, but I think it was quad on the reslider, surely not.
I think so, yes. Okay, that was at least a triple, and then 70 damage on the other. That was an incredible Rift Slider, especially on turf, was a bit of a mistake right there by the Sea Lions all grouping together. But they come back. I mean, or again have losing a bunch of players. It's just their world string left to hold the mid right there. And with 30 seconds left, we are back to pretty even with both teams trying to get back on top of the middle of the map, Jason.
Yeah, inspired by Kilde's reslider, I think Kaiwen wanted some of their own action, managed to find 2 off the reslider and wasn't punished by Kilde after the fact. And now it's just low time left, looking for any picks as Archive, pushing past the bubble, looking for Z34. Z34 is trying to run away with their life. Archive can't find it. Z34 stays alive, and Kaiwen push into their spawn, but all of the mid controls in favor of KCL. The Sea Lions might be looking to take this game, putting extra pay on the map at the last second. Oh, and it's tough. I don't know, because the mid control was there, but I think that Warwick had control of the bottom of the map, and there you go. It was those bottom and those sides of the map that resulted in Warwick's first point win. I believe that is the turf war map for them as well as a result, because they already had that advantage.
Yeah. The advantage, I think, is given to them for the whole set, not for the turf wars. So that's just a 1-0 in the turf wars for WoW. But yeah, as you said, Warwick, they managed to paint a little bit more onto the side. Also, if you took a look at the vertical view above at the end, you could see that Warwick, they painted their spawn perfectly, where the Sea Lions were respawning a bit faster, getting back in, and there's a few spots that are not purple in the Sea Lion spawn as well.
Yeah, that might have been the difference, but I think it was just... I think Krasi looked to take more of that that space onto the enemy snipe and was just looking to get rid of Katie in those final seconds, trying to minimize the amount of paint that Warwick could put down in the final moments. I think that might have led to that resulting loss, but looking into this next game, I think that KCO definitely would be happy with how that turned out. They're definitely putting up a fight. They had a good contest of mid and a good hold of mid, and were denying a lot of that space for Warwick. They really had to work for that, forcing Kilde to have to make full use of that reslider in order to get back in. And again, it was just that one moment for Warwick. The moment they managed to get that breakout, they were sort of straight on it, and it took KCO a lot to fight back.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, that Reef Slayer getting so much meant Wawa really reversed the momentum of the game. KCL was in control of mid for so long. It's just that Wawa were able to really get a lot of ground instantly, and that's the power of a good Reef Slider. Sometimes you can get in, you can get the splat, either from the explosion or just from the disruption that you'll get from that Reef Slider.
Yeah, and I think that was the big issue that sort of was the thorn in the Sea Lion side, that they just didn't have anything really to deal with it. They weren't being particularly aware of the reslider. They weren't ready to punish it after it came out a lot of times, and they were letting Kilde get away with so much, and that was probably the defining factor for that game. Going to Blind Water again. We've seen this a surprising amount today. I think both teams are particularly quite confident in it, all things considered, because Warwick did take out Rizco Royals on it earlier today, and the Sea Lions were particularly close in their fight against them as well. Yep. And it'd be interesting to see if the Sea Lions stick with this pencil, because, well, Snipe Rifle on this map is pretty crazy. You can sort of poke at the enemy ramp from its own side. Hopefully they'll be looking at Crazy to put up this dominance on the range and command that sort of space over mid, and hopefully continue to deny Warwick that space like they were doing in that Turf War Ramen game.
Yeah, it's a very different dynamic than what we had for Robo Roman, in that you can always drop into mid. Unless you're very much stuck completely in your spawn, going back into the map, you have so many areas ways. I mean, it's very committal because you're hard dropping, and you can be completely cornered if the opponent sees you go there. But other than that, you always have a way onto the middle of the map, a way to go back to painting. So it's very much a map that allows the comeback, that allows you to really get things going and get things back as long as you're within the last minute of the game.
Yeah, definitely agreeing on that. Brinewater is a tough map to do well, but we've seen that both of these, well, all three of the teams we've seen so far tonight have done a superb job of showing how to play Brinewater to a T. I think Rizco Royals definitely put on a good showing in the losers finals we saw earlier, but we'll see if KCL have learnt from what Rizco did to them and hopefully can hit Warwick with that, as we'll have a look to see if we've got any comp changes. We've got the same from Warwick, no surprises there. And Krasi is going to stick onto the pencil. Yeah, no comp changes. And, well, back to the beginning of our next 3-minute turf war, Pat.
Yes, back to the turf wars, and again we see a bit of difference in the strategy. Where they keep their wheel string behind to paint the spawn to prepare the specials, while all of Sea Lions are going forward, are going into mid to take control as fast as they can. Now with the tactical, that's going to be a very, very good fight for the Sea Lions, but Wawa, they're playing the long game.
Snowy forced to jump out the restart from Kaiwen, managing to find one. Traded out by Pick. Z34 puts the bubble up. The Whaler's going to do a bit of damage to that, and Wellstring's going to combine with it to completely shred it. Snowy was security was looking to contest the bubble, but it was already shredded, and finally will get traded out. And it looks like, again, this beginning fight has sort of just resulted in the favor of KCL. They're finding the right picks and trading out well enough that they can sort of just keep this mid space, and then it's just all on Crazy just to hold that mid space with the pen, keep poking at the enemy ramp, and sort of keep the space going, get the coolers out for their front lines to sort of go in and continue to hammer Warwick again against Archive, pressuring Z34 in the bottom right corner. Not going to get away with his life. Jelly's looking to respond, managed to find one. Jelly looking to find Archive as well. The splashdown is going to find its mark, but 2 down. Pick is going to respond in kind, and finally Warwick should be looking to explore the space, but Pick is getting contested by Kraz on that pencil. Z34 finally unmarked, looking to play mid, and Archives dropped here as well. Hang on, that's 1 down, that's 2 down. What's happening on the other side of the map? KCL seem to have found the right kills there, and they're going to retake mid, and they found Archive as well, and it's just it was Kaiwen on the flank, rushed into the spawn, caught Warwick off guard. Finally Katie will stop that pressure, but now again mid control for the Sea Lions. KCL looking to do the same as what they were doing in Roma, but can they be more aware of this reef slider? Unfortunately, last time they were caught off unawares by it. Hopefully this time they will be taught to it. Z34 is going to put his bubble up in a whale there, and the whale managing to find a kill. Z34 didn't move out of the bubble. Kaiwen's putting pressure on the whale string, and Kildy, reef slider ready. With no pressure from the decap, they should look to move soon. Wawa, Jenny's on her own in mid, perhaps to back away from this whale string, and they're not reckoning Pick and Kildy have not recognized this yet. There's so much mid space. Archive finally gets a pick that should force them to move, but no, the cooler goes out, but Z34 comes down. Finally Kildy will move. The reef slider in response. Counter reef will find Kildy. I think they moved a bit too late. And there we go, a pick from onto the bowstring from Krasi in the final 20 slap. Surely KCL will push into their spawn and prolong this offense.
That's now 15 seconds left in the game, but look at that. Wawa dropped to the side, got back into the fight for mid. Kaiwen is isolated, trying to chase people as they're going into the spawn right now. What a final push by Wawa going in. They lose a lot of players, but they completely diverted so much attention. And I mean, the Sea Lions had control of the mid at the end, but there was so much yellow around.
Yeah,
and again, the basic spawn.
Yeah, it's again the spawn not being painted well enough, but again, saw Jelly creep too far into mid, not realizing her team wasn't with her. It was Z34 who was just defending the ramp all by themselves, and Kaiwen wasn't back into the play, so there was no real sign for any aggression to be taken there. And as a result of that turf war pick, Warwick are now going to be 2-0 up, having that 1 point advantage already, Pat. And that's really, really rough for KCL. They really wanted to have taken this turf war pick to even the scoreline early, but they're going to have to fight back on the ranked points.
And this was, I feel, Wawa playing the objective a bit better. KCL were trying to be in control of mid. Their idea was, if we are in control of the middle of the map, then we have more paint than the opponent. But Wawa painted the sides of the map, painted their spawn, and around the last 30 seconds dove right into their opponent's territory. And KCL, they had mid, but mid alone is not enough. Now going into other modes, it's going to be a different tunes, because the objective is much more defined, and we'll see team KCL being able to focus on that objective. Now, going into Clam Blitz, you still have to be all around the map because the clams are all around the map. But still, you have these known points of the map where you know you need to be and when you need to be there.
Yeah, and as the rules state, can't pick the same map twice. We'll see what the Sea Lions have gone for. Scorch Gorge on Clam Blitz, and also this is the first time tonight we're seeing Clam Blitz because of the 2 sweeps earlier tonight, which is nice to see. And Scorch Gorge, I definitely do think this is a map that is definitely very equal for these 2 teams. We'll be looking to see who can conquer that top mid space, who can contest those side areas of mid. We're going to see who has better clam management, because clams, at least on the university side, it's not a strong point for a lot of these teams. It's a very complex mode, I do agree. It's hard to get right, but if we can trust anyone to get it right, it's our 2 grand finalists, hey Pat?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's the mode that tests your coordination more than any other mode. And your knowledge of the map, your ability to really recognize someone diving forward with a clam that's going to get some jumps. You need to be able to shut that down. You need to coordinate a push well, and there are so many different kinds of pushes, so many different ways to play Clam Blitz. Overall, but really you need to be ready as a team to count the clams, prepare the pushes. I've seen mid-level and even high-level teams get a push forward and forget to bring clams. That is a hard mode to master, and going on to Scorch Gorge, it can be really rough because sometimes you can get in and not get enough clams to keep the basket open, and sometimes they can appear right under your nose and you get 100-0.
And as you say, yes, you got to have the clams ready for when that push is going to start or when you're looking to make a move. And this might be a tough challenge for the Sea Lions because if we look at their playstyle, it's a very fight-heavy playstyle. It's a very run-in, try and get the picks. It has its success on Turf War because some people just don't expect it to happen. But in a mode like Clam Blitz, where if you're aiming to fight so much, they might forget to play the objective. And as you say, that's sort of what Warwick were doing. Even on the Turf War, they were definitely more objective-minded, being more diligent in making sure they had parts of the map painted. They had specials up before they wanted to move. They were very, very calculated in that regard. And KCL don't really have that kind of, or at least we haven't seen that yet. I'm sure they might have a plan going into this, but if it's going to be a more fight-heavy style, it's going to look very, very difficult for them for maybe even the rest of the set if they can't get a point on the board here.
Yeah, very much. I mean, it is a best of 7. Oh, wow, they have the first 2 points, but because this is the finals of NSE, it is a best of 7. The Sea Lions still have a little bit of leeway to come back, but for sure they don't want to be down 3-0 in the finals. They very much want to get the comeback now. But yeah, as you said, getting only into fights for Clam Blitz, it's not going to work. You need to keep the clams economy going. But let's see right away how our teams will be able to do in our first ranked games of this final.
Surprise, surprise, the same comp being run by Warwick. And there's a carbon roller and a Zap Z34 finally flexing onto the end zap. We haven't seen this at all tonight. We've seen the shot, we've seen the decap, but finally Z34 is going to bring it out. And it's a triple QR comp from the side of KCL Sea Lions, looking on the hunt, looking to fight as much as possible. As I pointed out earlier, again, this top mid fight is important. Kaiwen is going to have to back away. Already with a few clams, but not much pain. And there's the Reslider come out from Kill. He's going to get punished. Not before they find a second on Z34. That's no cooler, I believe, off of that pick. But oh no, it did get out, excuse me. And there we go. The top mid fight has finally been won. It's a huge pick onto Archive, and now they can surge forward. Crashly looking to lead this push. Tries Zuka at the ready. 7 clams on hand as well. Looks like the KCL managed this very well, and they're going to get an early push, and that's a big kill from Kaiwen, and the Zuka to assist, and the opening score goes to KCL.
Oh, very, very nice push right now. Archive getting two with the roller, but paying the price to the blaster. That's the Sea Lions getting in and getting good splat. They're still in control of that basket area. Even if they didn't manage to score that many clams, they're still in control right there, Jason, which means they're gonna keep maintaining the pressure.
And I think this is the adjustment that they've been looking for. Sort of sending the house forward and then putting things on Z34 to sort of back up and get clams. They're going to have to concede the space now off of the trade that we saw just a few seconds ago. But yeah, they're still building up clams again. They're playing this very, very structured. Kaiwen's going to go down early, but it's not going to cost them too much because they were tactical. Kildy's marked has a Reef Slider. We'll note that. The Sea Lions looking again to explore this top mid space. The Reslider goes out and kills one in the bottom left. That's Krati down. No presence of the roller. Kaiwen's going to trade out Archive on top mid. No one in control yet. And that's Jelly being marked in the bottom right. Not a lot of paint on her feet. Z34 trying his best to keep her out, but there we go. Stuck in no man's land was Jelly and finally punished for it. But Kaiwen looking to chase, looking to get the kill onto Katie. A big pick off of this huge surge that we've got going forward. And now we can look to crunch on this mid's presence, but they've already backed up. Warwick, and that's an early pick from Z34. That's 2 down. Reef Sliders traded forward, and that's 3 down. That's a wipeout.
Oh!
And there we go. It's pushing into mid. Oh, Warwick.
This is Warwick getting in, opening the basket. It's their turn, and they have the clams to get the lead right now. They get it with that big bubbler under the basket, and that's the power of Warwick. I mean, they're not moving as fast, but they have a lot of range on to the Sea Lions, and they keep getting a bit more splats, getting more clams in. 32 points left, and they still have the basket of points. Just 20 more points needed, but with 2 players down, it looks like the Sea Lions will be able to push them away. What a push by Uoawa, showing the patience, showing really the control over the basket area as the Sea Lions are now back into mid.
Yeah, and it was also, you have to credit the Sea Lions for that, for the way they got back in there. They recognized that they had to give up a lot of score, even if it meant that they could have got almost knocked out in one cycle. But yes, they recognized that. They recognized the danger of not dropping in too fast. But hang on, Krasi is looking to take more space onto the ramp with a trade. He's got the Zuka ready as Jelly is searching for clams. They'll get enough for a ball. The Zuka's gone out from Krasi, not finding any value, and there's a jump in there from Kaiwen. Is going to throw that ball in, but it's going to get traded or killed for their efforts. And Jelly can't push forward as well. The splashdown is going to find nobody, and Krasi's gone down as well. It's just said 34. A not well executed push from Sea Lions, and that's going to punish because they've lost that power climb as well. And they're going to have to build another one.
That is so rushed, and Kildy being able to get the splats on to Z34 after the push is also huge in terms of dynamic. Right there, the Sea Lions needs to wait. They used all of their specials to not get any point. That's going to be so rough for them, Jason.
And Kaiwen's gone down early, was trying to explore the great space, but again, it's just the range. They don't have that range. They can't contest, not without anything like the Zuka or Jelly getting in with the splashdown, or even a cooler to try and accelerate their pushes. Archive looking for Jelly. The splashdown's been cancelled, but Archive will get pay for it with his life. Kaiwen diving onto Kildy, but Kildy is wiser to it, backing up away, painting the space, and with such low time left, Krati's trying to do something, has to jump out. A smart decision in the end. Kaiwen's finally got this flank on lock with the Reslider coming out too, but Jelly's gone down early for a second time. And hang on, Kildy managing to find 2. I think it was the Reslider. Kaiwen trying to contest the space again. Krasi looking for Kildy as Kildy discards the ball, and now again they're going to have to rebuild. Climbs for a ball. Krasi with 5 with loads of time left. They might go down. Kildy jumping out again. They gotta get these clumps to Krasi, but Krasi's playing too far forward, and so is Kaiwen. Kaiwen will go down. The bubble up as well as Uoawa will explore mid for the final time as we go into the final 15, Pat.
Incredible moves by Uoawa. They were so close to losing a lot right there, but they were able to stop that push in the bud. And right now, the Sea Lions are facing overtime. They already lost 2 players. They need to keep everything going, and now they can't make any more mistakes. Jelly getting in there, but getting splatted. Sea Lions not able to push in. Here comes the Reef Slider. Kildy answering with a Reef Slider as well. Z34 is forced to wait, needs to get in. They don't have the time. They open the basket in the time, but that's game number 4. I mean, point number 3 for Uoawa.
My goodness, there was a really good effort there, but again, it was just KCL sort of defaulting into that. We've got to run in, and everyone trying to be the hero in that moment that sort of cost them, because all that Warwick had to do was sort of just put their paint down on the ramp, put all of that AoE chip pressure in front of the ramp, and KCL couldn't do anything about it. Kaiwen was right to go on that flank, but there just wasn't a response from their teammates on the right-hand side, and that really was unfortunate. I thought that maybe that might have been the opening, but they had to play in overtime, and they just didn't have the resources, Pat.
And it's really Uwawa finding in these last two pushes that the KCL tried to have, Uwawa finding the right person to splat. In one case, we saw Kildi in mid, splatting the Super Clam carrier before that Super Clam carrier could jump onto the basket, could get into the push. In there, it's about getting the people who are next to the basket and then getting the final splat onto Z34. In that final push, it was really the Sea Lions going in one by one, a bit too eager to get in, not fully coordinated, and Uwawa getting these picks one after the other.
And that's the beauty of Warwick, is once they get that lead, they are happy to just sit on it. They recognize they don't need to push anymore with their weapons. They just are just so good at controlling the space when they have the advantage. And not only do they have the space advantage, they have match point. Looking to go back to back. They completed it 4-2 over Tentacle Nuke Inc. in the winter of last year, and they're looking to repeat that again in sweeping fashion against the KCL Sea Lions.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible control right there by Uwawa. The Lions still have one chance. They're back to the wall right now. They're not allowed to lose a game anymore, and they instantly counterpick tower control on Makomart.
I think this would be a good pick for them. Maybe it's just up onto Krasi, because we saw them playing the pencil earlier. They also used Splash against Risco Royals, but it's that flexibility that allows KCL to sort of lean into a lot of these maps. And it's just, I think that's the defining point here, is what will we see Krasi go onto? Will we see the roller? Will they look to shark the ledges on the roller and shark the stacks? Will they look to contest the space with Pencil with that long range to sort of play that mid-control game? Or will they play that Carbon again, similar to that V-Roller style? Again, I would put Krasi onto the bubble here if Z34's not playing Decab with that V-Roller. I think that might be the best call of action, to put Z34 into something with more stability, like the Zap. It had its moments, it had its success at the beginning of that Clams game. They lean into that shot pick or that Zap pick. That kind of stability is what KCL are looking for, and might be their ticket to sort of starting and resurging this push for this NSE title, Pat.
I feel like in the long run that range disadvantage that the Sea Lions gave themselves on the Scorch Gorge was not good. It really benefited Uwawa. Going into Makomart for tower control, range is not as important, and ledge options are. So I don't know what roller would come, but if I was in the Sea Lions, I'd recommend a roller. But
yeah,
we'll see what they do.
Yeah, I think it's their best bet here, because yes, again, you're looking into a mirror matchup in terms of the rollers, because we've seen Archive been using the V-Roller as well, but it might just be their best bet. They might look, again, at Z34 onto the decav. A stronger main weapon, again with the bubble, might play into their favor. But it's just this controlled style that they're trying to put out KCL, that sort of is just playing into the hands of Warwick, in that they also play a controlled game, but they recognize that when they need to push, when Warwick needs a push, they know how to get it done. It's just that KCL don't seem to have that sort of that recognition of, okay, it's time to go in, it's time to look for picks, it's time to move with a special weapon. Warwick have that locked down, but KCL kind of just haven't found their mark with it just yet. So we head into game number 4. Again, match point for Warwick. Can they pull it off? Back to back, the 2-piece. We're gonna have to wait and see. And there's Jenny on a bucket? Hang on a minute. A 52? A 52 gal pad? What is going on?
No roller on Mako, and that's a 52 gal. I mean, that's the Sea Lions trying to go faster using shooters and slushers right there, and trying to create the surprise. Now, and you said that the Sea Lions were struggling to push forward. A 52 gal will allow you to push forward pretty much whatever happens. So this might be the play, but right now it is not the play at all. Uwawa winning the first fight and going in already at the checkpoint, Jason.
And Krasi's looking for more. Again, that's 2 down and looking for the flank again. We'll get the assist on that one. A quick cleanup despite losing the checkpoint. That's big news for KCL. They're looking to chase down this final player. Z34 is also trying to hunt them down. We'll back away in the end. And that's a big kill onto Pig. But the roller on the reshark and pops out the bubble. probably a bit of panic in this final game from Archive, but the reslider from Kai Wen going to get punished. Archive with 2 off of that play. Jelly trying to punish the pushback is going to have to settle with her life. Tri-strikes could be big here to sort of re-explore this left-hand side because they don't have it quite yet, KCL. Jelly's going to set up onto the stack, might pop out the strike soon, but Pick's already there, surely. Alone, it's going to get pushed soon, but they kind of just forgot that they were tactical and just didn't move in. A bit of hesitation from KCL.
Yeah.
They're going to find a trade in the end. And yeah, finally the strikes will go out, but the picks have already been found. Kildy has just ran in, and the reslider is going to confirm this third. And it's 2v4. Finally, we'll get punished, Pat. But again, there was just a bit of hesitation in the mid there.
KCL cannot afford to wait with that comp that they had. They need to run forward at all time. And right now, Uwawa are back onto the tower and back again, not able to go much further than this first checkpoint that they managed to get earlier. And now they have a numbers advantage. As long as the Sea Lions are pushing in, are going into a fight, they're able to get the ground back and to push really Uwawa away. Now, can they get through that checkpoint?
There's no one contesting this left side. It's just, they've all been playing for the right, and it's going to allow Archive just to run in and steamroll the 2 on the bottom left. There's just no pressure on this top left side, and there we go, a third down. Z34 forced to back away. Unfortunate. They just don't contest the right space when they need it, and they counter Reef. Kaiwin survives that somehow, but will lose his life in the end. Cooler's going to go out for Z34, and they're not where they need to be, Pat, and that's what's resulting in these short pushes.
And both teams are kind of struggling to get past mid. It's very rough because everybody is going in so fast right now. We see 3 players down onto the Sea Lions. That's another push for Uwawa. And with no checkpoint, this could be a good push for them. They're already on the tower, ready to get in. And the Archive is guarding the tower, but can Pick hold this platform? Pick could, but Pick is alone, Jason.
Yeah, that's the thing. I thought that Warwick might have done a better job of contesting the space, but once the tower was shifting to that right side, they forgot to shift themselves and allowed the tower to be collapsed on. And Krasi's just going in, finally shut down by Katie. Brilliant shot, controlling this left-hand side on the flank is Kai Wen trying to get the world string, but punished, and the reslider into mid. Snowy's can deny more space. Ends up getting taken down, and finally, surely KZL will look to explore this left-hand side of the map. They've been neglecting it for so long. Archive will go down. They don't have to worry about a shot, they just have to worry about contesting the space as they look to break the first checkpoint finally. Because Warwick aren't contesting it at all, they're just giving it up and preparing for this fight in Freezer.
Yeah, I mean, Warwick has to fight onto their own spawn, and that's what you want to do to your opponent if you want to push to a second checkpoint. Right now, the Sea Lions able to maintain that pressure, go in. Kaiwan getting in, getting the Reef Slider splat, is punished instantly, but it doesn't matter. The Sea Lions got a huge lead going into the last minute of the game, Jason.
And this is where it gets tough because, again, they made that push into Freezer. It wasn't contested very well. They allowed KCL to get so many points on the board, and hopefully, if KCL play this right, they'll play a more patient game. They'll be looking for Jelly to hold these strikes for as long as possible. Hopefully, she doesn't pop them too early under the pressure, but the Whale might tag her up. She's going to play ever so slightly. Still, again, playing the paint game, trying to contest the space, just hoping that her teammates don't die before she can get this push in, but it looks like the strikes might have to come out soon because there might be a cross here. There it is. The strike. The first one is placed too far forward, but the second one and a pick onto the tower. The bubble's out too late, but it's in the wrong position. Crossfires with the Reef, looking for picks of anyone, but the tower's crawling back into mid. Kaiwen's exploring the space. Archive has to save this right now, but will get punished, and there's no one to rush the tower for Warwick, and that should be the game as Krasi gets taken down, and they're still just guarding the tower with their life. There's not enough time, and there it is. The start of the reverse sweep potential as a well-played and a well-managed late game from KCL will result in their first point of the grand final.
And quite early in this game, you noted that Archive deployed a bubbler so far away from everything in a state of panic. And we're reaching that stage where Uwawa have to be pretty excited, and the nerves are getting to them, I guess, because they had so many opportunities to push. They just didn't get the pressure to the right side so that they could bring the tower forward. They kinda hesitated a lot and let the Sea Lions get into their spawn. allowing the Sea Lions to get huge push that Owawa did not get right there. So now it's on Owawa to choose the next map mode. And but they bled. They just got beaten by the Sea Lions, and the Sea Lions know what they need to do now.
Yeah, they've got their game plan down. They're playing this faster game. They're playing more for this. Instead of just holding the space, let's just try and take as much as possible. It's playing into Kaiwen's hands. He's been enabled to go on these flanks a lot more, and with a lot of paint support from Jelly and Z34 on the Zap and the Slosher and those Tri-Strikes as well. They're able just to contest the space, keep it even in terms of paint. But here's the issue now. They've won their counter pick, and now they have to win 3 counter picks in a row if they want a chance at this title. And, well, onto the zones pick, surely they might look to a similar comp. Maybe we'll see Jelly shift back to the Sea Blast, because if the map is in their favor, they might be looking for the Splashdown Reef Slider combo to sort of contest that zone space, contest that mid space. We'll see what kind of adjustment they'll make. And we've got ourselves a fair few good zone spots. We've got that museum, that Mahi. Hopefully a lot of tight maps with a lot of tight spaces that can play into the favor of our Sea Lions.
Yeah, I feel like the map that Warwick gets to choose will influence a lot of things, because here on Mako is very much the kind of map that enables short-range weapon to get into the fights. Now, going on to a map that Warwick decides, Warwick has had range advantage for most of this set. If they go to a wider map where they can see their opponent coming, then the Wellstring and the Rapid Pro Blaster will be able to deal a lot more damage, will be able to prevent a lot more diving in from the Sea Lions. So it's really, we're going to see Wawa, can they adapt to that? And it looks like the map is going to be okay, it's not confirmed yet, but it looks like it's going to be Museum d'Alfonsino. And we'll see if the Sea Lions, do they bring back the pencil, is the big question to me.
Do the Sea Lions bring back the pencil? And are Warwick going to put Kildy onto that shot? We saw it earlier today. It had its success into that double crab comp that Rizco Royals ran. But into a comp that runs Splashdown Reef Slider, this might not be the play. They might just want to stick Kildy on the Dreadringer to keep that Reef Slider and to keep that plat pressure. Of course, it is a poking weapon that can poke over those ledges. And again, it's not just the Dreadringer on the side of Wawa. It's KCL might see Jelly. Will Jelly stick to that Slosher for those strikes, or will she play the Sea Blast that she's known for more commonly? Because again, both weapons are pretty strong on this map, but it's just really is up to her. We'll see if she's got that confidence to lean back into her comfort pick, or will she continue this momentum with the, I would argue, more superior main weapon in Slosher, especially into Dreadringer.
Yeah, especially into Dreadringer, and especially into zones as well. And against a team like Uwawa, having tripling strikes that allow you to push forward while painting at the same time is very, very useful. It's what the Sea Lions have been needing. So if the Sea Lions can use that to their advantage, that could be very, very nice for them. Right now, though, we have a camera onto the lobby right there, Jason, and we can see that everybody from KCL already pressed A. Oh, wow, though, they're taking their time. I don't think they're gonna change weapons, but I guess they're using the time to talk strategy, to calm down their nerves, because they're one game away from being your NSE champions and pocketing a bunch of money as well. There's a lot on the line for them, so I can't blame them for thinking twice before pressing A. Yeah,
I definitely agree. This definitely is time to talk strategy. May have gotten ahead of themselves in that TC Mako game. Looking at Kildy, even though they're not the captain, they are the more vocal person on the team. I have spoken to them a lot, even outside of NSE. In general comp terms, they are a very, very knowledgeable person. They like to learn a lot about the game, learn about the matchups, learn about the game plans, construct a plan that works for Warwick, and it worked in the last split. It's working wonders in this split as well. No one's really found a way besides KCL's the only team that has sort of put a wrench in the works of Kildy's plans, Kildy's designs, and they're looking to continue that here. We'll see if the shot comes out, if Jelly sticks to that bucket. just in a moment. And there we go, it's the Dreadringer still for Kildy. Has Jelly gone back to her roots? Yes, she has. It's a shot from Krasi and a zap from Z34. That is the adjustment. There's zero range into this comp.
The Jelly has the range for KCL right there. It's going to be rough going against the Blaster and the Wellstring right now. The Sea Lions are going to need to run in all the time, and that drop to the right will be so important for them if they want to get back in the game. But right now, Uwawa, thanks to their range advantage, were able to get control right there. The Zuka is going to find a pick on two pick, and with a few extra splats, that's going to be the Sea Lions getting control of the zone. Now it's their turn to be in control, and Crazy is already going in. Ooh.
Yep, early pressure from Krasi onto the platform. It's an early flank on the left as well. Can it be shut down? The reslider will cap the zone, surely. Yes, quick response from Uwawa, and two picks. Archive looking for a second. That's 3 down after the fact. And the wipeout in bottom right. Jelly goes down, and now they're going to look to explore this plat space like they have done. Pick, but this time they've got Kildy on the Dread, and Kildy was off spawn, so it doesn't look like they're going to be here immediately. Archive's going to be playing into the bottom right. The Zuka's out early from Kraz, looking to find anything. They've got to clear this plat space. Pick and Archive need to be cleared out eventually, otherwise they're going to have free reign of this bottom left. Jelly goes down. It's a trade. Reef onto the zone from Kaiwen. Pick looking to contest the space. Surely Z34 has gone down. It's just Kaiwen on the zone to contest, and Kildy's going to outrange them and finds the pick. And Krasi jumped in there, they haven't seen it. Kildy finds more. He's going to go down. Pick as well. There's no way. This jump worked. And Jelly's Kaiwen's in as well. Oh my goodness. How has this worked?
What a jump in! What a series of splat by Krasi, saving the game right there, and now Bazooka getting a splat, forcing Uwawa back. What? The Sea Lions suddenly look incredibly strong. They don't have penalty, they have control over the map, and Uwawa are scrambling to get forward. Katie activating the... Oh wait, Katie is splatted. That is so rough. Uwawa lost tune of 3 players, and the Sea Lions are about to get the lead.
And Kaiwen's just going to hold up the sweep ladder. If they execute it early, surely they're keeping an eye on this flank as well. Archive's going to go for it. And yes, Krasi's there. Krasi's aware, waiting to see that drop happen. Archive, birds are cutting down, makes his presence known, and it's just on Krasi to stop this flank from happening. For anything to happen, he misses all of his shots. They put and one goes down, and the reflex another pick. Game taken for KCL! Are you serious? Both Pat, sorry. Oh my gosh, in all the chaos. I've forgotten who I'm casting with, but that's 2 points down for KCL. Are you serious, Pat?
They got the memo now. They know what they need to do. And what a dive in by Krasi. Completely reverting the momentum, forcing Uwawa to attack, and Uwawa, from then on, they got staggered the rest of the game. They were not able to attack as a team. Every time there was someone from the Sea Lions to go in, either with a Zuka or with simply the players and their main weapon running forward, getting every splat they needed to get. And yeah, punishing everything in the end. Beautiful game by KCL right there.
Yeah, I thought that Kildy had the reslider in time to sort of contest his own, keep it painted, but I forgot. I mentioned earlier that Kaiwen had their own reef, they were just holding fort at that very end of that game. Very well managed, and it's not just the micromanagement that KCL put up. You said earlier that Warwick were really good at getting the right picks, and well, Krasi just put that on by himself. Put it on display, killing the right people when it was needed, and single-handedly, I'd argue, brought KCL back in contention of tying this up, and we could see a final Game 7 here, Pat. My goodness, what a series we have on our hands.
We are not there yet. KCL still facing the final boss of NSE, the returning champion, who only need one more game. They're still on match point, and KCL are going to have to face Uwawa on another of their counter pick. This time it's going to be on the one mode we haven't seen yet in this set. It is Rainmaker. And honestly, Rainmaker has to feel good for KCL. They like running forward.
Good for KCL, but if they're playing Rainmaker, it's just, I wonder what kind of setup Kildy has got for this one, because they've got that Wellstring, and I am reading quickly in the admin chat. Looks like it's going to be Undertow or for Warwick here, and yes, it's a very good map for them. There's not a lot of room to move, especially in that midfield, and when they've got a lot of chip pressure, a lot of paint pressure, it allows their roller and archive to get in and sort of catch you out. It's going to be on KCL to sort of be able to be more aware of that. And it's not just trying to contest mid, it's also if KCL even do get a push going, trying to contest even that left side is going to be difficult because they're fighting an uphill battle into, again, a comp with so much range. I'm surprised it worked on such a small map like Museum where they can get to their opponents faster, but on Undertow, they've got such a bigger distance to cover to get to their opponents in the first place. This definitely does play into Warwick's favor.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's the mode, there's the map. It's going to be close either way. Both of these teams have shown their ability to adapt, their ability to learn from the other team, and we've had a close game. Wawa was in control of that zone until KCL managed to pop off, get in, and get the splats. It's all going to be decided by very little things, and especially in Rainmaker, all it takes is one single push that gets deep into enemy territory. Do not blink. You do not want to miss this, whatever happens.
Yeah, and as you say, it's just the small things. It was just a very small misjudgment there from Kildy. After getting rid of Kaiwan on the zone, thought there was no follow-up.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him for thinking that. Why would you jump in there? Especially,
it has to be crazy to get in there.
Yeah, you have to be crazy. You have to be crazy. Pun fully intended on that one. Jesus, it's just it was just such a great individual performance. You have to applaud it, genuinely.
Yeah.
Krasi, the flexing to every single weapon in the book to keep KCL in it, and well, it's earned them 2 games thus far. Can they make it 3? And again, Insta-ready's up from KCL. They have a plan and they've stuck to it. They might be putting Krasi onto the shot again.
They have the momentum. They have the energy right now. They're really feeling it. Wawa, they're hesitating a bit more, and they need to get their head back in the game if they want to be your NSE champion. You do not want to let your opponent get into your head. You do not want to let your opponent get as many games as you got right there. It's going to be pretty rough. But yeah, we're going into our 6th game as well. Both teams using the time to reflect, and going on to Rainmaker, as you said. The chip damage of Uwawa will allow them to defend, and if Uwawa manage to get a push that goes deep into KCL territory, it might be the end. KCL really need to not let themselves be wiped.
It's all on this opening. They lost the previous one, but mounted back quickly. But that was Museum, and as I mentioned, it was where the range differential didn't really matter that much. But on this map, where there's so much distance and so much change in height of the map, there's so many downhills, so many uphills, so many places where you can stand above your opponents. This does really just work for you, Owawa, and it's all about this opening. Can KCL mount something? They've waited out of the pop. That's a start. They didn't die to that because of the well string, but there's already an early push in the bottom right. Kildy looking to explore the space as contesting pick in support. Krasi's going to play on this left-hand side. They've all rotated to the left, actually. Hang on a minute. This could be big. Krasi Zuka might find something. No one going down just yet. The Zuka is looking for any picks on the right side. Kai went with the restart and might find one here. The counter Reaver's going to fall. Are you kidding? Another triple on the resider and archive to clean up. And I was talking about this opening was so important, and well, that's probably the worst way they could lose it, Pat.
Yeah, but it took some time to Wawa to get the pop. They'll be able to... Oh, they're not even able to get the checkpoint. Krasi getting in, punishing everybody, but it's not going to be enough. Z34 is splatted right there as the checkpoint is broken by Wawa, and Wawa are in a good spot to get more points than that. This is huge with the Pablo saving the Rainmaker right there. Kildy jumping in, getting the rolls, and they're your champions.
Just like that. 4-2 in their last split. 4-2 for a second time. They wouldn't have it any other way. Your NSE Spring Split 2025 champions, University of Warwick, UOWAWA, back to back. Did you ever have any doubt?
For a second, KCL looks so strong, but that Reef Slider from Kildy was the start of an incredible snowball push. that didn't stop. And look at that bubbler, just allowing Kildy to dodge that suction and get the KO right there. Uwawa doing it as they needed to do it and getting a massive W.
Yeah, and it was that, we saw it earlier, the quad on the turf war. Almost storybook. It began with the triple, it began with that triple reef slider. It ended with the triple reef slider. Kildy showing how it's done, its game plans, and the work of Warwick once again showing to be too tough for the rest of the competition as they lay claim to another generous prize of, I believe, £200.
I think it is, yes. And congratulations to them. That was an incredible tournament by them. And I mean, all of our podium teams showed us incredible games today. That was so cool to watch. And honestly, NSE rocks.
Yeah. Again, I've spoken about it with the NSE admins. You guys will know Spore Cloud if you've been in the community for a while. A current admin done a very good job of getting publicity for NSE, and we've always spoken about it. This has been the most competitive NSE season we've had in a long time, and we've just been told that yes, UOWAWA will take away £200 to split between them. In KCO, I'm sure they'll be happy. They take away 120, and then we've got Rizco Royals who will walk away in third place with 80. But yeah, most competitive NSE season we've had in a while, and my goodness, what a show it was, Pat. What did you make? What did you make of that? You've been casting some of the games, not just the finals. You've seen most of the bracket, I would say. How do you think this tournament has gone?
I mean, as you said, we've seen so many back and forths. We've seen so many great teams. And so many comebacks. We've seen some teams get beaten and then win the next set, which was the case. Wow, got beaten by the Sea Lions earlier last week. So very much it's about teams learning how to play each other, learning how to adapt to what's happened, and getting the comebacks. And again, we've seen all kinds of different players, some coming really wanted victories, some having fun with their friends, which is the main reason we're here in the first place. And yeah, so many different plays, and really a bright future for the UK scene in general, showing all that talent that we have here.
Yeah, it's nice to see a lot of the United Kingdom talent on display, of course. We like to pay our respects to both Spark and finally Chewits Mafia, who disbanded yesterday. I don't know if anyone was on socials. But yeah, that was.
I missed that.
No, you didn't. But well, there you go. It's news for you. The UK currently has no full UK teams participating in the Splatoon scene, so it's nice to see some of these players on their university teams with some success, looking to sort of push further into the competitive scene. Again, it's not just these university players. We've also got comp players that I didn't really point out earlier, but again, Pick and Kildy competitive players, Z34 Jelly competitive players. I'm a competitive player myself. I still play with my university. We also have Yosho and Snipes playing for their respective universities as well. We didn't get to see them in the final day, unfortunately. And we've also got this, again, it's not just those people. There's so many competitive players across so many unis rallying the Splatoon fans across the country and getting them onto the NSE stage, and it's such a nice thing to see, Pat.
Yeah, such a nice thing indeed. But I guess that's the end of NSE for this one. We'll be back next year, I guess, with more NSE action. But for now, we'll say goodbye. And before we do, Jason, plug yourself. Where can I find you on the internet?
You can find me on my blue sky just below there. You can also follow me on Twitter at JAS000N. I also like to stream on Twitch at JAS000ON. I should probably change that at some point. And yeah, that's my socials. If you would like to follow me, please do go ahead. I'm much appreciated. And where can we find you, Pat?
Well, it's written on your screen as well. But Jay or Tom on Blue Sky is these days the main way you can find me and hear from me. And probably also on Dapple Productions, where I'm quite often. But yeah, thank you especially to Jorian, our wonderful observer, for keeping the camera on our player, showing us all of the action, the incredible reef sliders. We saw that thanks to Jorian, and yeah, always a pleasure to have you. And that being said, I think it's time for us to say goodbye. Thank you all for watching.